Good morning, chat. We are currently gapped down on the Nasdaq 100 points. Yes, Friday's close was at 23,569. NQ futures currently down 0.33%. ES futures currently down 0.25%. Bitcoin and crypto in general is very down for the day. Bitcoin's currently down 1.5%. Ethereum's down 2.66%. Solana's down 3.9% to start before market open in 5 minutes. XRP is down 2.2%. Doge is down 5%. And it's not looking too good. Bitcoin looks like it wants to drop pretty far. I do have a target for Bitcoin. I think it's going to flush down to the 108s to 106. That's kind of a key level I've been looking for a while now, and just hasn't tapped it even with all these liquidity sweeps. But that's what I'm looking for now. It is a very bearish trend, as well as ETH. Currently I am out of that ETH trade. If you guys kept up with the posts on X and YouTube, you know I've been out of that since Friday. Got out around here. Very nice. If you missed it, we traded crypto on Friday. There was supposed to be no stream, spontaneous stream. It happened. I double X'd the account, and we are waiting for the next opportunity. I'm unsure. Jerome Powell did signal that he wants to cut rates because the employment rate, the job market is slowing down. So he's going to try and cut it to save the economy, etc., etc. So that is why the market was very bullish on Friday. Waked up, what, 300 points? So we just gotta wait and see. I'm gonna be staring heavily at the watch list today. There's a bunch of key points I'm gonna be looking at. Mainly to the top side, 23,656. To the downside, I'm gonna be looking at this 23,400 to 23,371. Between there, that 30-point range. It also coincides with the NQ 30-minute 200 SMA. There's also a trend line on the NQ 30-minute as well. So I'm going to be heavily watching news today, watching these stock percentages, etc., etc. Good morning. The docket for today: 10 a.m. Trump signing executive orders. 10 a.m. U.S. new home sales. 10:30 a.m. Dallas Fed MFG Bus Index. 11:30 a.m. U.S. 6-month bill. Trump is already talking on Truth Social, by the way. He's his latest thing is, what is going on with South Korea? It seems like a purge or revolution. We can't have that and do business there. 11:30 a.m. 6-month bill, 3-month bill. 12 p.m. Trump greeting South Korean president. And then 3:15, Fed Logan speaking. So there are and is some news. While we have time, we have 2 minutes till market open. Let's do the Asia and Europe synopsis. Get out of the way. Asian market synopsis. Asian shares surged 1.1%, making their strongest gain in nearly 2 weeks, driven by optimism over a potential Fed Reserve rate cut following dovish remarks from Chairman Jerome Powell. Hong Kong's tech stock soared 3.1%, while Shanghai equities rose 0.9%, nearing a 10-year high, boosted by eased home buying restrictions in a Chinese city. However, concerns linger about a trade tariffs and China's property crisis, with some analysts warning of a potential market bubble despite the steady rally. Europe market synopsis. European markets saw a slight decline, while the stocks Europe 600 index dropping about 0.3% after nearing an all-time high on Friday, tempered by lower liquidity due to a UK market holiday. Investor enthusiasm from Powell's dovish comments, which had fueled a strong U.S. market rally, warned slightly as focus shifted to upcoming U.S. inflation data and Nvidia's results. Concerns over tariffs and their impacts on inflation and corporate profits also resurfaced, contributing to a cautious market mood. Again, I'm going to be looking heavily at the stocks to start. Market is open. We're waking up to that trend line. We have the VWAP right there as well, 521. Currently gap down 40 points. ES starting right below the VWAP, above the 200 SMA, above the 100 MA, above the key trend line as well. Going to give this a minute. Nvidia starting green, but not enough. Tesla flipping green and red. Google starting 0.5% green. Meta is 0.33% green. Microsoft trying to flip green. Alibaba's up 2.1%. Palantir is down 2.3%. MicroStrategy is down to 4%. Okay. NQ waking off the NQ 30-minute VWAP. Good morning, Good morning. Down. Give this a minute. See what this wants to do. Nvidia is now down 0.22%. Tesla's down 0.7%. Google's down 0.2%. Amazon's down 0.2%. Microsoft is down 0.1%. Apple's down 0.5%. AMD is down 2.75%. ES is trying to bounce off the 200 SMA, 100 MA. Trying. Not quite getting there. We do have a pivot point at 23,454. We are getting a bounce off it. Support. NQ 30-minute 200 SMA is at 23,403. Good morning, Elijah. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Jerome Powell did hint that he was going to cut rates due to the employment market in general being weak. So he wants to get ahead of it. So a lot of people are expecting rate cuts, and now I am as well. Coming September 17th, I believe. Good morning, Boost. The Boost. Loving the fresh shaved look, Chris. Appreciate it, Barn. It is a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you. Definitely an adjustment period. ES trying to get below 200 SMA, 100 MA. RSI for the ES 1 minute below that MA, getting below neutral territory as well. Williams R 120-day for the ES 1 minute, also getting in neutral territory. RSI getting below that MA inside the NQ 30 minute. May reject this pivot point. Nvidia is now down 0.3%, 0.7%. Nvidia is down 0.7%. Russell 2000s down 0.45%. The Dow's down 0.15%. ATR is sitting at 12.5. Interesting. What's up, Gappa? Chris, appreciate the follow. ZAB, appreciate you. Appreciate you. I simplified the layout for the regular YouTube stream as well. You guys haven't noticed. I'm sure you have. I'm sure. I'm just saying it's low. 5 minutes in the market. I'm overall a little bullish, but we're just gonna wait for some structure to form or this to wick down to the 200 SMA. Google is flipping green. Nvidia is coming up. Pretty nice wicks to start. Weekend 3-day options expiration. Ironfly a winner again, 500 per in just 3 minutes. Placed at 3:50 p.m. Friday and closed 8:30 a.m. just now. Good job, Gap. Do you mean 9:30, or you actually closed them an hour before market? I researched that strategy gap a little bit. I put it through Grok, and it basically said you're looking for no gaps coming Monday, no high volatility, no news that can create gaps. Just you want low volatility and no gaps, and you'll have some windows. Central time, okay. Exchange name, please. This is Ninja Trader. Ninja Trader. Prop firm accounts connected to Ninja Trader. There is no research. It's my personal strat from data I collected over the years. Staying patient. ES tapping the VWAP again. We do have a bullish wick on the NQ. Pretty bullish. RSI breaking above that MA. Everything coming up. About to tap the NQ 30-minute VWAP again. Google is now up 0.5%. Amazon flipping green. Netflix now up 0.85%. ES getting above the VWAP. We do have in 22 minutes Trump signing executive orders, U.S. new home sales, etc., etc. NQ 30-minute VWAP being touched as we speak. Toro said New York manipulation done. Looking for longs now. I was honestly expecting them to wick it down to 20,400. I am bullish. I was waiting for that level. I still think that level is possible because that's a pretty good level to bounce from. The 20,400s to all the way down to 23,000. Excuse me, 23,371, that 30-point range they might have wanted to wick it down to. see. Nvidia is still pretty volatile right now in both directions. Coming up, coming down, just swinging. Pretty volatile. That is a lower high. If this pivot point is claimed, then it will not come, obviously. I wouldn't mind if this came all the way down to that 400 though. We are gapped down still. Problem is, ES has to get below the 200 SMA, 100 MA. We'll see. It's gonna be hard not joining this. Barnes said 22,425 is my level. It would really make sense for them to wick it down to this level. It really would. Five-minute getting bullish. Kappa. Speaking of Kappa, where are metals at? Alright. So we're at $38.91 an ounce, down 15 cents for the day. Gold at $3,380 an ounce, up $1 for the day. Thank you, 5-minute, 21 MA, hold him. Amazon flipped red again. Yes, trying to get above that VWAP. Yeah, I like the ES, but I'm not going to join this here. If it is going to break to the upside before it's happened at 200 SMA, I'm going to wait till it gets above the NQ 30-minute VWAP and that trend line. Kind of want to take a short here, but it is way too high risk. But it is coming down. Palantir is down 5.1%. Very interesting. Barnes said I should have said 20,425 is my point. Low point to buy if the candles show a swap. Could be a higher low. If they stay above that pivot point, we'll see. $15-minute opening range is closed, by the way. I'm gonna watch very carefully for a double bottom here. Also, rejection of the 15-minute bottom orb. Tapping that pivot point. Low of day at 23,443. Well, my instincts are dead on. That's good. They are calibrated. I was dead right with that short. Didn't take action on it though, so it doesn't matter. Volatility just came in. Alright. ES wicking up. Could be a liquidity sweep up, so I'll give it a minute. Percentages just went absolutely insane. Only the next opportunity. There are no missed opportunities, only the next one. No missed opportunities. Stay patient. Wait for your setup. Hold your conviction. No FOMO, no overtrading. No point. I think we're going to wick down to that NQ 30 minutes to our SMA. It's just too good a level. Problem is, if we get below there, that's a rejection of the 15-minute bottom orb. And yeah. I'm not going to take action on it though, just in case. Because Nvidia is trying to come up. ES still has not fallen below the 200 SMA or the 100 MA. See. RSI and William R 120 day for the NQ 30 minute. Looking a little more bearish. Bitcoin is 2,000 away from my target. Turo after like 10:30, 11:30. It depends today. Trump is speaking, signing executive orders at 10 a.m. So that could prolong it to like 12:30. But I did before market open, before I even knew of Trump signing and all the news on the docket. Mondays like today, after high news, news week like last week. You need to understand that there's going to be low volatility. Usually. Not always, but most of the time. You have a volatility spike from open to like 10:30, 11:30, 12:30 if you're lucky. And if there's really good news, you have volatility all throughout. News is king for a reason. Interesting. Well, so far, very boring, just consolidation. There's a 70-point consolidation range. But it is trying to turn green though. Would have been nice if they would have wicked it down to 200 SMA. I don't like this as much. But I'm gonna have to take it soon. is. Nice coil here. Nice consolidation on both NQ and ES. It's here. Liked it a lot more if it came down to 23,400 level. 15-minute bottom orb is respected. Lots of long wicks on the 5-minute chart. I'm just staring at the percentages of the stocks. Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Netflix. That's a higher low into a lower high, unless this candle can turn. It's in consolidation though, inside coil. Good morning, happy Monday. Appreciate you, Stunner. Where's the 2-hour SMA? 23,403. I think they're going to do something weird right there. They're either going to wick this up massively through that trend line, VWAP, or they're going to wick all the way down to that 2-hour SMA, then do a V-shaped recovery. Kind of going with the latter because I'm a little biased about it, but they could do the opposite as well. I have a feeling a lot of people think this is going up. A lot of people, the herd is betting for this to come up, so they may wick it down, liquidate them, and then go. It's in the middle of two of my convictions. What's up, M? Morning, all. Miss you, Norman. What's up, man? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Hello. South Korea's presidential office will check the situation after Trump commented on on purge. He is signing executive orders in 6 minutes. That is on the docket. Also, U.S. new home sales. U.S. new home sale change at 10 a.m. as well. Then we have the Fed, Dallas Fed MFG bus index at 10:30 a.m. EST. Do have stuff on the docket today. What's up, Miguel? Let's continue the mood from Friday. We'll see. See, there's bullish wicks on NQ5, man. I agree with Barn. Problem is, I think the herd is trying to send this up. I'm just going to hold conviction. I'm not going to take action on this short, even though I should. I'm either going to be in long if we get confirmation over this VWAP trend line. ES has to follow above the VWAP as well. But to be honest, the short is looking more appealing right now. As soon as I say that, video is pumping up. Video's about to flip green. Apple's up 0.5%. Netflix is up 1.25%. Google's up 0.65%. Dow is down 0.25%. Russell 2000 down 0.43%. Tapping that NQ 30-minute VWAP. Nvidia is about to turn green. Tapping that trend line. ES getting above the VWAP. I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of bullishness, but I cannot pull the trigger. NQ 30-minute has a bullish wick as well, getting above that MAG, getting into neutral territory. Williams Zaha on 20-day for the NQ 30-minute coming up. Is there red news today? No. Nope. But there is news in 1 minute and 20 seconds. U.S. new home sales units, home sale change month over month. Also at 10 a.m. as well, Trump signing executive orders. Dallas Fed index at 10:30. U.S. 6-month, 3-month bill at 11:30. 12, Trump greeting South Korean president. 3:15, Fed Logan speaking. Tapping the high 15-minute orb. By all accounts, this should come up. At least flush the Asia highs. Possibly even fill that gap. We're currently gap down 60 points from Friday's close at 22,569. We have a trend line up top at 22,599, and then a very key level at 22,654. Microsoft Meta getting close to flipping green. Whoever took that long, congratulations. I could not take it. And I still don't want to take it. It's not looking good enough. I don't know. Strange. Very strange. To be fair, there is a couple of trades I wanted to take, but I just held off. Nothing too appealing. Tap the NQ30 VWAP. ES flushing below the VWAP. Video still up 0.35%. ATR is at 21. The VIX volatility index is coming down as this comes up. Could be a good opportunity for a short today. May want to run up 100 points to be fair though. Also, really depends what Trump says. He is speaking right now, right? To be fair, at 10 a.m. it just says he's on the docket. So this could be a non-press executive order signing. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Or he's late. Oscar's long. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Bar 20,523. Turning point potentially for value area high. Try to bounce off the 15-minute high orb. Did break above that NQ30-minute VWAP, the trend line as well. High pre-market at 20,607. We have a pivot point to the upside, 22,586. For some reason, I can't take those. I'm unsure why. I'm seeing it's either not moving too quickly for me, or I'm honestly confused myself. Because usually I'm all over this long. I think the percentages just feel very weak. Like they want to come down. Also, the her wants it to come up. Strange. Would you guys vote? Down? Up? Are you guys taking trades in this? Are you guys securing your longs? Holding it tight? Tight stops, etc., etc.? Or are you guys just waiting to trade? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I am just sitting on my hands. It's up time. Should be. I don't know, it just feels too weird. Very strange. Usually I'm all over that long. Voted down initially. Lloyd's waiting. Barnes waiting to trade. Feels odd. Yeah. Long here on crypto. Did Bitcoin flash? I would like Bitcoin to come down to that 108, 106 level. ES rejected a resistance zone pretty hard like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, this just feels very strange with which is sometimes the best time to take it. John took the long, Chris. Almost 25 points. Buy here. Good job, John. Chaos, I can't make anything of this price action, but relax and watch your stream. Appreciate you, Chaos. Oscar is long. Alright, so far it's just slow grind up. We are 25 points away from filling Friday's gap. Friday's close at 20,569. Constant opportunities to come, especially with Trump news at 12 p.m., etc., etc. So I'm not that worried, but definitely a little weird. Because most of the time, exactly when you want to be in it. Well, there are no missed opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. I think the market's just moving too slow for me. Well, I don't want to take it. But this could just continue to grind up, 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 up. Just low consolidation, low downtrend, up, 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 leg up, consolidation, grind down. Could do that all day today. All the way till 23,652. Kind of what I was expecting, but I wanted to flush down to 23,400, but I don't think we'll do that now, to be fair. 20 points away from flushing Friday's gap. For premium sellers, this price action is great. Norman, Chris, I have been holding out, waiting for 443 level. It hit it, Norman. It hit it down here. 20,443. Might have called it. Just let that theta decay and decay. Sizzling. Appreciate the follow, man. Appreciate it. Sizzling. Pretty slow day. So far. So far, slow day. But I'm not going to trade just for your guys' entertainment. If I don't like something, I don't like it. It is what it is. Very weird, because everything is pointing for this thing to go up besides the volatility and just the just what I'm seeing in the stocks right now. I mean, every single indicator is on your guys' side, to be fair. ES is above the 200 SMA, above the 100 MA, the 200-day simple moving average, the 100-day moving average, the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. Also, the NQ 30 minutes above all that as well. Also, the RSIs and both of them are rounding up above that MA. ES 1 minute did just come below that MA, to be fair, in neutral territory. Williams are 120 day coming up for both of them. Nvidia is now up 0.6%. Tesla is up 0.25%. Google is up 0.9%. Netflix is up 2.1%. Meta, Microsoft flipping green. Apple's up 0.3%. We have a gap fill up there. Thank you. 5 minutes, 120 May got overtaken. Trump assigning orders. Yep. Wake the F up. I like that name a lot. We also just had news, 10 a.m. news, U.S. new home sales units, 0.65 million positive, came in positive, expected to be 0.63 million. U.S. new home sale change month over month, low negative, 0.6%, negative 0.6%, expected to be 0.5%, 0.5%. Next up is the Dallas Fed in... what was that? 17 minutes, 10:30 a.m. Dallas Fed MFG Bus Index. After that, U.S. 6-month bill, 3-month bill. Then at 12 p.m., Trump greeting South Korean president. ES is looking weak. This very well could be a leg up, consolidation just like that, another leg up, consolidation, another leg up, all the way to this 22,653 level. I know you guys are on here. I'm not going to take a trade for a little bit in the NQ anyway. I don't like it. But we are going to check out crypto just in case I like something. Double bottom, could long here. I'm not going to. What's he doing? Solana. Looks weak. Pepe doing? Hashtag where the stash? No stash Monday. I just need to change pace. It'll most likely be coming back. I do like myself with face wear, but sometimes I like a just a different change of pace. No, I'm not, Josh. Are you guys in any trades right now? I believe we have a couple people in. I could not pull the trigger. And I still don't want to pull the trigger. Shoot to shoot. Snipers wait to shoot. Microsoft Meta flipping back red. John's flat right now. Did not expect this Monday to go this way, but expect the unexpected. Chaos in the mind, still sitting in my on my hands, since open. Josh thought on Bitcoin up to 1300 from here. Yeah, ideally it would flush down to 108, 106,000. But BlackRock and them may be done manipulating the markets a little bit. The exchanges, Coinbase, etc., might be done liquidating some long leverage positions. But hopefully they're not, and it wicks down 108, 106 before takeoff. I am eyeing. It's getting closer and closer to altcoin season. It's getting closer and closer. Miguel said it is altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance is dropping, and looking at my ETH Bitcoin long, it's great for the past month. Just wait and see. We're getting there. We're close, Miguel. Close, close, close. What's the fear and greed index at? For crypto. Crypto fear and greed index. Very crucial. 50? Okay. Crypto fear and greed index 47 out of 100 neutral, even though crypto it just said 50. This is what this said. Fear and greed index for the stock market 61 out of 100 greed. Shout out to whoever took that long. I'm unsure if it's going to continue up, at least briefly, but if you took it, if you locked in 20, 50 points, shout out to you. I could not take it, even though every single indicator I have was telling it to go up. The main one I use, stock percentages, I watched them, just was not good enough. Also, a lot of people are betting for this to come up. The herd is betting for this to come up. You do have a small, a significant bunch betting on this coming down. Just fear mongering over the job reports, etc., etc. But the large majority is betting on this bullishness from the interest rate cuts from Jerome Powell finally coming in September 17th. At least that's what the hints are for. He could have debated us just to get a better market. Hold the markets up and prolong it. Could have got debated. John said, didn't manage risk well today and gave back all my profit. Never good here. Never good here. I don't think we've ever had a day where I haven't taken a trade. Maybe a first for everything. Nah, there'll be opportunities. Say I'm bullish, but can't join it. Last week was tough. Yes, it was. Thankfully, it ended on a very good note for me personally. I also did trade a little bit of NQ when I was off stream Thursday, Friday. Good morning, Funny. Good morning. You look at the, I look at the VIX. Josh, I look at the volatility index. It's currently at 14.62. up 2.89% today. ES coming below the VWAP again. Strange. What's up, Spaceman? WWW, appreciate it, Space. Norman now looking for a pullback 500 area. We'll see. Sam, appreciate the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Stopping by to drop my like before a meeting. Good luck with your meeting, Space. Hopefully, if you're pitching or if hopefully you're receiving the meeting, not giving it. Giving it is a lot harder. But if you are giving a meeting, I wish you all the best, my friend. All the success in the world. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining. Stopping by to see the synopsis for today. Well, we've taken 0 trades so far, which is very peculiar. But I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate being there, man. Appreciate you smashing that like button as well. As well. Morning. What's up, legend? If you are lacking and haven't subbed yet, do it. You won't regret the free game Chris brings. Appreciate you, Space. Glad you guys are getting value. I love it. Absolutely love it. The only way, seek Jesus. Hey, Jesus is the way. Christ is king. I do believe that, but spamming that in the chat is not going to get anyone on your side. It'll get people who already agree with you to say amen, but Christ is king. Morning, legend. Legends in the building. Preach the word. The only way, I don't like shoving my beliefs and my faith in front of people. That's kind of just for me. I'm a weird case. I don't believe in going to church. I don't believe in any of that. I just believe in the bond you have between you and Christ, and that's it. Praying every night, etc., etc. But doing all the man-made stuff, he said to never trust anything man-made, and churches are man-made. Now, a lot of the community is going to get upset by that, but I just don't believe in that aspect. Everyone to each their own. I don't like that saying either, but I do not shove my personal beliefs in people's faces. Everyone has their own journey. Now, I will stand up for something I believe in. I mean, if we come across anything evil, I'll say it, but plus also, I'm not fully studied. I haven't fully read the Bible. So, for me to claim that would be disingenuous. Josh said it is worth looking at the volume tools like the order book and the DOM. I mean, everyone has their own strategy, but if you find it useful, use it. I haven't looked at that since the beginning, pretty much. I did use Bookmap before starting stream, but I really don't need that either. Bookmap is very helpful for you to gauge how far price is going to drop, where it's going to rise to, just the volume on the you can really see where everything's going to bounce, the support and resistance levels. You can just map it out pretty easily. You can also see where volatility is picking up, but you can kind of gauge that if you have the experience like me and like others. You really don't need that. But if you're brand new, you probably do want that just to see and get a gauge for it. See how the price action reacts to the actual liquidity going in and out. But I really don't need that at this point. I can kind of gauge that just from the candles. Speed of the candles, volatility, using ATR, VIX, watching the percentages on the chart, the Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Amazon, etc. But it is useful. I assume President Trump signing executive orders. I didn't think it was going to be streamed, but that is coming live soon. The Dallas Fed MFG Bus Index came in negative. That just happened at 10:30 a.m. Just came in right now. That is a lower high, by the way. Kind of in consolidation coil, though. Weird day today. Weird. Very weird. I won't lie. I won't lie to you. We're almost at 7,200 subscribers, by the way. Then we could hit 8K this week. It would, we definitely have to stop doing what we're doing today, though. What's up, Dasan? I'm in. Gapper's in at 68 and ready to rock out. Legends Killer is better name for you. Wait, what's it called? Did you catch it, Stunner? The name of it? What do you mean, the beast? What do you mean? Josh, I am looking at everything you can possibly imagine. Every single thing you can possibly imagine. NQ 5 minute, how it's above the 20 May, the wicks, how the ES is climbing above the VWAP right now, but it's interesting. The NQ 30 minute right here as well. The stock percentages as well. Everything flipping green to red. How everything is gauging the volatility of it, etc. And then the news. I'll be in with one. I'm in with one long. Microsoft Meta trying to flip green. Nvidia is trying to pump up. ES is above the VWAP. Don't fully love it. I'm only going to be holding this for max 20 points. Max. Absolute max. Down 100, down 150, one contract long. Nvidia is coming down. Down 200, down 250. They may want a liquidity sweep to the downside first. called the book map. I think I still got it linked below in the description or the about page. If you go to the Twitch about page, I have that. I should, unless I deleted it. Anyway, it's book map. Doesn't matter. Up 50. Don't fully love this, but sure. Down 30, down 40, down 70. Yeah, I think I did too. It's just bookmap. You don't need to use my affiliate code. It's whatever. Bookmap. B-O-O-K-M-A-P. Up 100. Up 120. Up 200. We're getting a volatility spike. That could have been liquidity sweep percent is lower. I will watch out for that. We are right here, close to filling the gap. Gap fills at 23,569. Looking for another spike up. Might wait to the next candle as well. Up 150. You look 17, good. Up 200. We're spiking up, spiking up. Couple more points. A little more, a little more, a little more. Spike, spike, spike. Spike is spiky. About to fill the gap. A little more. Spike up. True, Fortnite, true. But before it dumps it lower, flush the pre-market high, please. Starting to get weak. Starting to get bearish. Only a little bit though. Yes, it's still above the VWAP, etc. PC, Toba, Nagu. Appreciate you. Appreciate the follows, guys. And Cathar Man is getting a little bearish. Could pop up into this trend line to be fair. All I want is 20 points. Should not have been stubborn. Should have just claimed it. To be fair, we may get a 50-point, 100-point wick. We're probably going to come all the way down to the NQ 5 minute 20 May. how it's looking. Yes, falling below the VWAP. I'm cutting it. I don't care. Negative 245. Today is straight garbage. At least for me. French Prime Minister Bayrou. Normally I would risk it. Today is just too weird. We'll request a confidence vote in Parliament on September 8th. We'll come back another day and win. I'm not worried about it. Are going to stop watching this market though. I can tell you that. Just so you guys know, before we go into watching news, let's go here. Here. So what I was betting on today, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Here. So this 400 level, 400 to the 371s is a very key level of support. Wanted it to wick down. It decided to do it a little before then at this pivot point. Classic. We have this trend line up here as well. We'll zoom in a bit. But this is the high key level. Very key level. If it gets above this, it's very bullish. If it taps it, rejects, we're probably coming a lot lower. 23,654. But it has to get above this trend line. And this gap fill, this Friday's close, 23,549.69. But it has to get above this trend line first as well, 20,594. Boom. This market's just not good enough for me to trade it. So we will watch news. Possibly with Trump. Trump signing executive orders. Let's look on that. Possibly with Trump, this will wake up. But I'm not gonna trade this only to get 10 points. Not worth it for me. Not for the amount of risk I put. All right, while we wait for that, this is Donald Trump visiting the White House Museum. This is literally like a 5-second, if that, interview. 5-minute, excuse me, 5-second. Good job, Norman. So this is lagging. The actual video.
You know, the store from Waveview, you've had it for many years because we're starting construction of the ballroom. And Stuart's excited about it. I think everybody's excited about it. It's going to be amazing, actually. But that was where they had their store. So we had to move them out, and we're going to find them another location over there. But this is the store that recently opened. Stuart, would you like to say anything about the store?
Well, we're so excited to have the president here to look at the gift shop, and we have this one.
He bought, dump it, true. Which currency? Which currency? This is not Forex. I don't know how people keep thinking this is Forex. This is NQ futures, the Nasdaq future indices, US Nasdaq future indices. Still learning trading. Is that a liquidity run or stop run to the upside and now a move down is likely? The volatility did spike up briefly there for a minute to the upside before it tapped the gap fill. So you could call that a liquidity sweep of the highs and then send this down. It's probably going to start downtrending now, but call it whatever you want. Norman made $100, stepped up size, 2 micros, living dangerously. Good job, Norm. Market feels sluggish. Yep. Josh, it's about collecting the money. Appreciate him a lot. Man, why do you use MA? Man, why do you write that comment?
Wonderful People's House gallery, so that while the White House is closed for tours for this wonderful ballroom.
To be fair, that was probably an innocent question. I use MA just to gauge the trend lines, also their key level bounces. So the market loves to bounce off this 200 SMA and reject as well. So support bounce, boom, 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 fell right through it. A little hesitation though. You can see the bounce of 30 points. I can zoom in. So it wicked through it. It also probably struggled here. This is the NQ 30-minute chart. So 30-minute, one candle equals 30 minutes. So then you see it's consolidating, trying to reject, full reject, now bounce, a little above it, reject again. So they are key level bounces as well. Bounce off the 100 MA, consolidation around it. It's just indicators. You use enough indicators to get a probability increase. And statistical edge, you need every single thing you can to get a statistical edge over the market. Every single thing you can use. News is king though. News is king for a reason, but knowing where to buy, when to buy, how to buy.
To be built. We have this 33,000 square foot experience open 7 days a week, free to the public. So until that's built and reopened, we're happy to welcome everyone here, and so honored and happy that you came over today.
And you do a great job. He's been here a long time, and we have a lot of things in common. We love the White House, right?
I love that, and history.
And we're doing some very detailed renovations, fixing things that are broken, fixing floors that are cracked up and not good anymore, and in many cases they were done in the 50s and 60s and 70s.
This is this live stream, by the way. Absolutely garbage. Not my computer, not your computer lagging. We can't be doing that. Sure.
We're happy to welcome everyone here. So honored and happy that you came over today.
And you do a great job. He's been here a long time. We have a lot of things in common. We love the White House, right? And we're doing some very detailed renovations, fixing things that are broken, fixing floors that are cracked up and not good anymore. And in many cases, they were done in the 50s and 60s and 70s. We're redoing the Lincoln bathroom, which was Art Deco. Lincoln didn't have Art Deco.
It was Harry Truman days.
It was a long time ago. I think it was Harry Truman that did it. But it's we're making it actually incredible. That'll be done in about a week, 2 weeks. We're making some great improvements in the White House. We're doing it with the money that I give, the salary that I give, in addition. I wish it was only the salary. Okay, that'd be nice if it was only the salary. But and the ballroom, as you know, is being donated. And it's going to be a couple $100 million at least, and it's going to be something. There won't be anything like it anywhere. We're also looking at doing something with the executive office building because it's such a beautiful building, but it doesn't look it. It's one of the most beautiful buildings anywhere in Washington.
What do you guys think of Trump's health declining? Supposedly it's all normal for his age, the spot on his hand, etc., etc. What do you guys think about that? It's not a great look, but I mean, he's still upright, he's still talking, he still seems energetic, fine.
I think it's just
as long as he's coherently all right, in my opinion, he's fine.
But you have to get past the color, because the stone they used was really bad color. And then we're looking at doing something very exciting on the executive office building, cosmetic, all cosmetic, to make it to bring out the beauty, because it's one of the, to me, it's one of the most beautiful buildings. But you have to study it to realize how incredible and complex it is. So we have a lot of fun doing this. We're fixing up the city, we're fixing up the White House and the environment of the White House. We're fixing up the whole world. We have great numbers that have just come out. The numbers, the economy is doing incredibly. Billions, trillions actually, of dollars in tariffs are coming in. Then maybe most important, we have about close to $17 trillion being invested in the United States. We've never had anything even close to that. And that's in 6 months. So we've done numbers that nobody's ever seen before. And I'm now going over to Kennedy Center. I have some great contractors in my car. I have really great marble contractors and woodworkers. And we're fixing Kennedy Center the way it should be. It was a mess. It's an absolute mess. And the bones are so great. They have marble.
It's called getting older. Gapper says, no biggie about age and liver spots. It's a state of mind that matters. Yeah, I agree. I mean, cognitively, he's still here.
That is so unbelievable, but it hasn't been polished, it hasn't been grouted, it hasn't been taken care of. and we're able to use most of it. As opposed to taking it out, we're able to use it. You couldn't buy, actually it's marble, but you couldn't buy. The slabs are so big, white, beautiful slabs, you couldn't buy it today. And we're renovating it. And Kennedy Center within a year will be unbelievable, I think. It's got tremendous, we're painting the columns a different color. You know, it's got a fake gold. You're gonna use gold, gold. You know about gold, I love the gold. But if you don't use 24 karat gold, it doesn't look good, and there's never been a paint that imitates it. So we're gonna be painting the columns probably a very good white, beautiful white. It'll look beautiful with the white marble behind it. The marble's all being renovated inside and out. So that's where I'm going right now. I have all the marble people with me, and we're gonna do that with Kennedy Center. The interior of Kennedy Center is being totally done. The chairs are being replaced or renovated. The stages are being renovated fully. Very good stages, very good sound, great sound if you're lucky. Some opera houses, they spend a lot of time and money if it doesn't have.
Norman said he is fine, but probably won't see another term. Well, this is his last term. Unless, I mean, I don't think you can get over that two-term rule, but I've been surprised before. And if anyone would be able to find a way, it would be him. That's for sure. But the country would probably be in uproar, to be honest. Because you're only allowed 8 years as president, 2 terms, 2 4-year terms. I believe there's like certain situations, possibly in times of war, etc., etc.
Good sound. It's like you're born a certain way. If an opera house opens up and it doesn't have good sound, you never make it good. They try. They've tried. In New York, they had a problem, and they rip it apart every 5 years and try to make it good. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. This one, the Kennedy Center has phenomenal sound. It's one of the big advantages. So we're going to make that fantastic. We have a great board of close to 40 people, and they're in love with it. They've made great contributions for it. And we'll have that, I think, within a year, the Kennedy Center will be finished. We have the awards coming up in December. We have great people being awarded, Sylvester Stallone and KISS, which is very unusual. KISS, they don't do that, but they do it here. And we have just, you saw Michael Crawford's going to get an award. It is really going to be very exciting. I'm going to be hosting, not that I want to host, I don't want to host, but they've asked me very strongly to host, so I'll host it. Like I hosted The Apprentice years ago, and we'll do a good job. And we have the awards, I guess, in December, something early in December, we have the awards. We'll be on CBS on television. So I just wanted to thank you. Do you have any questions?
President Trump, you had to fire Lisa Cook, the Fed governor.
Yeah, I'll fire her if she doesn't resign. Yeah. What she did was bad. So I'll fire her if she doesn't resign.
Mr. President, have you been briefed on the FBI raid of Trump Holdings?
No, I don't know about it.
He's talking about the Fed. I forget her or his name. Mortgage fraud. I believe it's a her. Some Fed did mortgage fraud, so she's either going to resign or he's going to fire her.
I saw it on television this.
How dumb do you have to be to do mortgage fraud, though? Especially you work in the government. I mean, people are.
Morning. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person. Except on television, he can say something bad about Trump. He'll always do that, but he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, "Oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there." He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me probably today sometime.
And for Mr.
I don't want to tell Pam and I'll tell the group. I don't want to know about it. Just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I couldn't know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer, but I feel that it's better this way.
For Mr. Rothrock, I know.
Is that a new hat? Usually, Trump was right about everything. Nah, I think I've seen it before. Could be wrong. I think I've seen it before.
The chief law
Trump was right about everything 45 to 47, indicating the times he was president, 45th president, 47th president.
Officer.
The dash is just a little funny.
For Minister Rothrock, I know meeting is planned right now between Putin and Zelensky. Absent that meeting, what are the next steps in your view?
Well, we'll see. We're going to see if Putin and Zelensky will be working together. It's like oil and vinegar a little bit. They don't get along too well for obvious reasons, but we'll see. And then we'll see whether or not I would have to be there. I'd rather not. I'd rather have them have a meeting and see how they can do. But in the meantime, they continue to fight and they continue to kill people, which is very stupid because they're losing 7,000 people now. I used to tell you 5, now they're losing 7,000 people a day. 7,000 people a week. They're losing, think of that, they're losing 7,000 people on average a week, mostly soldiers. So we want to see what we can stop. I've stopped 7 wars. I'd like to make this one I thought would have been in the middle of the pack in terms of difficulty, and it's turning out to be the most difficult.
With the launching of the White House TikTok account, are you no longer concerned about privacy concerns or national security rights?
I'm really not. I think it's highly overrated. So TikTok, as you know, I used TikTok in the campaign. Somebody gave me, we had TikTok Jack, a young guy named TikTok Jack, Then I won the young people by 36 points. No Republican ever wins the young people, and I won it by a lot. And I'm a fan of TikTok. My kids like TikTok. Young people love TikTok. If we can keep it going, good. And we're going to watch the security concerns. And we have buyers, American buyers. We have American buyers. And I haven't spoken to President Xi about it. At the right time when we're set, I'll do it. In the meantime, until the complexity of things work out, we just extend a little bit longer. But we have buyers. We have very substantial American buyers that want to buy it.
President Trump would like Congress to give more control over DC when they return from recess.
Look, DC is a miracle what's happened. I mean, they can come up with fake numbers like the mayor's doing. Oh, no, it was going down for 20 years. You live here. You know, have you been mugged? Okay. DC was a hellhole, and now it's safe. And in fact, I put out this morning, I said, I hate to say this because it doesn't sound very good, but there have been no murders in DC in the last week. That's the first time in anybody's memory that you haven't had a murder in a week. And I think the mayor has to get on the ball because we have a situation, and she's a nice woman, but I'll tell you what, she's got to get on the ball. We have, I don't want to see phony numbers. DC hit an all-time high last year of absolute total crime, and it continued pretty bad. And then we put some strength into it, got the numbers down a little bit, but we brought in the DC National Guard, and we coupled them with the police, and it has been amazing. I have friends that live here, people that work in the White House, but I have friends that live here. They're all going out to dinner now. They haven't gone out in years. One man, I told the story yesterday when we were with the police and with the National Guard. We had a great little celebration, brought them hamburgers, brought them pizza. But we were with them, and I told the story about one friend hasn't been out in 4 years to a restaurant, and now he's been out 4 nights in a row. He called me this morning, by the way. He said it's so safe. He feels like totally safe. He can walk. He's got a 10-block walk. He walks it. He wouldn't have walked those 10 blocks. He said it would be a chain of hell, he called it. He said it was just horrible. He had no chance of making it to the 10th block. And the mayor has to admit that. She can't.
I've already asked you guys multiple times how you guys feel about the Washington, D.C., like him making it safe again by deploying the National Guard, etc. But supposedly now they're walking around with weapons. I assume the complaint was assault rifles, but let's double check. National Guard. Push. See. Weapon. Is it just a pistol? Is that what everyone's... No shot. Everyone's literally complaining about a pistol? No shot. No shot. National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. begin carrying weapons. Okay, just like any other police officer carrying a pistol. Why is there uproar about this? So just like the police, does anyone have any idea why anyone would be mad that the National Guard trained soldiers are carrying a sidearm just like any regular police officer to stop any violent crime, you know, protect the public safety, etc., etc.? I mean, how is this an issue? The only reason I even looked at this is because I figured they were like outraged all over Twitter. Like people were going ballistic. I also saw some news headlines saying National Guard now. Well, you can take this. AOL, National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. began carrying weapons. So I figured they were at least like strapping to their back assault rifles or something like that. I'd assume maybe they were carrying fully automatic because military, but it's pistol. That's exactly my sentiments. Exactly my sentiments. That is, all right, that's a nothing burger right there.
Say it was just like it hasn't been clean. Now it's going to be clean. I'm giving out a contract very soon. Susie's with me. We're going to be raising about $2 billion from Congress. Congress is happy to do it, and we're going to spend the money we're doing with Clark Construction. We're going to head out right from the Capitol and the White House, and if you look at a circle and go about 3 miles out, it's going to be beautiful. All those light poles, you see the poles, they're rusting, and they got different lenses on top. If you look, I mean, just looking at so many different problems. And we're going to have this place beautified within a period of 12 months. The streets are going to be retopped, not ripped up and rebuilt, and they're no good after they rebuild them because they start settling. We're going to take off the asphalt and put beautiful, well-done asphalt. You know, if you have a good asphalt worker, it's the greatest thing you can have, but there aren't too many of them. But we know, I know all the good contractors. So this place will be beautified within.
Dude. That is such an understatement, man. The road crews do not care. They cut one hole in the road and then they patch over it and don't care. And then that one little like 6x6 patch, 10x10 patch in the road has like 6 different humps on 20 different angles on 20 different axes. I mean, they do such a horrendous job. It is insane. To be fair, when they're building it new, it's good. Usually, even then, sometimes the roads get messed up. They have to constantly redo them. I mean, just absolute nightmare. The road crews, some of them are very solid. Some. But the majority of them, man, they botch it. Absolutely botch it.
So be safe and beautiful. And then the big question is, how long do we stay? Because if we stay, we want to make sure it doesn't come back. So we have to take care of these criminals and get them out of here. We've collected hundreds of career criminals. These are career criminals. You're not going to teach them to be nice.
That's true, Wake.
Probably born that way. I don't know. But they're career criminals. They're very, very dangerous people. They would love to be with you for a little while and slap you around. But I put my money on this guy. He'd take down. Right? You take them down so quickly. He said, I don't want any part of it. No, people don't want to be that. And we have over 1,000 arrests. We're taking career criminals off the streets. It's my ambition that when we're complete, we can take everybody out and you have a great capital. But people are so happy, and I don't know where they get the polls. I see polls that they're 90% in favor of what I'm doing, and then you turn to CNN, which is fake news and nobody watches it, or MSDNC, MSNBC, they changed their name now because they were so bad. But they're the worst, owned by Comcast, run by a guy named Brian Roberts, who doesn't have a clue. He's terrible manager. But they're not, I don't think, selling it. They're changing the name because they're ashamed of it, and they're disassociating it from NBC, which is also fake news. They should be ashamed of that too. But a lot of fake news. I think the news is getting better. They're learning that they have no credibility. ABC, CBS was just sold to a great person that I know very well. A great man, actually, just bought CBS, and I think he's going to do the right thing with it. NBC is run terribly by Comcast. I call it Comcast because it's a whole con. And you're going to see some things happening. I think you're going to see some just amazing things happening. But to me, DC is very exciting. And a lot of people say, well, where's it going from there? Well, I have calls from politicians begging me to go to Chicago, begging me to go to New York, begging me to go to Los Angeles. And if we didn't go to Los Angeles with Newsom, they run it so badly, I don't think we would have been able to have the Olympics. They would have ripped down that city. We went there and it stopped day one. And the chief of police in Los Angeles, when they asked him the question, he said, thank God they came, because we could not have handled what was happening. We went in, we stopped it, and that was it. So they needed help.
And riots were looking crazy.
They don't like to say it. I wish they'd say, I need help. I wish the mayor of D.C. would say, we're overridden with crime and we need help, instead of saying the stats are down. I mean, they're under investigation now for fake numbers, where they fudge.
I mean, cars were on fire. They were Molotov cocktails. To be fair, that was only like a couple of people out of that protest. Most were probably peaceful, to be fair. Then you have the 5-10% who are actually violent activists. But that was not a pretty sight. Just cars constantly on fire. And supposedly, like, people were breaking up the curb and, like, getting chunks out of the curb. And people were arming them, getting bricks and stuff. It was, I don't know, it was strange.
The numbers. And they did. There's no question about it. They said, oh, we're on a downtrend for 20 years. No, they're on an uptrend for 20 years. We are going to make D.C. totally safe. When people come from Iowa, Indiana, all of the beautiful places, and they're not going to go home in a body bag. They're not going home in a coffin. And it's very safe right now. There's been no murders since I started. And, it's a terrible thing to say. Who would think that you have to say that there have been no murders? It's terrible. I wrote it this morning. I said, it's hard to say this, but it's actually good news. But it's a hell of a thing to say. There have been no murders in the last week. And nobody can remember the last time that this happened. And there won't be murders because all the thugs are hiding, or they're being sent back to their countries, or they're in jail. And it'll only get better. But we're also doing the beautification. And I just wanted to see the store because they have done a fantastic job. It's memorabilia. It's beautiful books and beautiful everything. It's really, I think the fake news ought to go in and buy some stuff and make happy. I'd pay it, but then you say I'm trying to pay you off, so I don't want to do it. I'd pay the price, but if I did that, Margo, they'd say, he's trying to pay us off, and with the fake news, we can't be bought off. So anyway, I just want to thank you all. We're going now, and I don't know if you're following. Are you following? We'll have a stop at the really beautiful, what will be beautiful. Right now, I can't use bad language, but it's been so badly run. And they built these cubes outside, these cubes. And there's stairways that go down to little rooms that nobody uses. It's so crazy what they did. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like throwing money out the window. They built cubes. All it does is block off the view. So I'm either going to use those cubes as a platform. They go down to little stages, but nobody uses it. And we're taking care of our big, beautiful stages that people really want. And we have artists from all over the world wanting to come. I think we're signing the World Cup. The World Cup's going to have its primary office in the Kennedy Center. And again, I want to thank our board of the Kennedy Center. They have been absolutely incredible. But you may get a chance to see what we're going to do a little bit. I'll show you beautiful slabs of marble that, for the sake of cleaning and grouting, would look like they got put in yesterday by a top marble smith. So I want to thank you all, and I'll see you in 15 minutes, okay?
Mr.
Thank you.
President,
Thank you very much.
famine in Gaza. Is anything read about it?
All right. So that was President Trump visiting the People's House exhibit 2 days ago and gaggles with the press. We do have Jerome Powell chair's remarks at the Jackson Hole. Also, President Trump making an announcement on August 22nd, 3 days ago. Market is about to hit this pivot point up top, 23,586. Pre-market high is at 23,607. NQ did flip green. ES not quite at the gap. Nvidia is now up 1.32%. Tesla flipping green, barely. Google is up 1.5%. Amazon is up 0.25%. Microsoft up 0.1%. Meta still red. Apple flipping green, up 0.6%. Netflix is up 1.9%. MicroStrategy down 2.4%. Palantir down 1.8%. GameStop down 1%. Costco flipping green, barely. Alibaba up 1.72%. Avgo up 1%. AMD down 1.9%. QCOM is down 1.14%. Adobe is up 0.3%. Voyager Technologies is down 1.8%. Robinhood is down 0.8%. Bitcoin down 1%. Ethereum is down 2.7%. Solana is down 3.75%. XRP is down 1.85%. Doge is down 5% still. See.
2026, and this is a big deal, I'll tell you. I was so happy to get it. The 2020.
Refresh.
Phenomenal job with FIFA. Nobody like him. I'm delighted to welcome FIFA President Gianni Infantino back to the White House for a major announcement about one of the most anticipated competitions in all of sports, the 2026, and this is a big deal, I'll tell you. I was so happy to get it. The 2026 FIFA World Cup. And it's going to be the World Cup as we know it. It's the biggest, probably the biggest event in sports, I guess, Johnny, right?
Yep.
On December 5th of this year, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw will take place at the Kennedy Center. Some people refer to it as the Trump Kennedy Center, but we're not prepared to do that quite yet, maybe in a week or so. But right here in Washington, D.C., it's a tremendous honor to bring the global event and this incredible group of people and these unbelievable athletes, the best athletes in the world, to the cultural center of our nation's capital. I just left the Kennedy Center. We're spending a lot of money wisely on making it really beautiful. It's going to be beautiful again. It's like Washington, D.C. We had, by the way, in Washington, D.C., we have the lowest crime numbers they've had in years. Zero, it sounds like it's a horrible thing to say, but I might as well say it. 0 murders in the last week since we've done this. That's the first time in memory that that's happened, if you can believe it, how pathetic that is to have to even say it. And I'm tired of listening to these people say how safe it was.
Trump was supposed to be signing executive orders. Let me see. 20 minutes ago, the stream started. He is live right now. Let's go to that.
Criminal activity where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. No early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is
incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and
do whatever you want, Gap. Do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
Spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented. And it was a great meeting. But your country is respected again. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it, right behind me.
I think 1 year for burning the American flag. I mean, if you're talking about what other countries would do, I mean, you do something that disrespectful in another country, I mean, you're probably getting locked up for a long time, if not fined heavily. And in some places, you're getting much more severe consequences, especially Middle Eastern countries. 1 year, I don't think there'll be any more flags burned, at least without a mask. I'll tell you that. I mean, that's a pretty steep thing. You burn one American flag, 1 year prison. Now, you know, that's only really going to be enforced if a random cop sees you doing it in your yard or something, if you live around people in a neighborhood, etc. But in riots and stuff, where like when they were protesting, just burning American flags, Trump probably didn't like seeing that every time they rioted, which is understandable. It kills national pride. It really does.
Does anybody behind me have anything? Pam, would you like to say something?
Sure, President. Thank you for keeping D.C. safe. You know, just a couple examples of a mother, a single mom, whose house was burglarized, and the defendant got out on cashless bail, went back the next night and burglarized her house again. That's why this is so important. A man got in a fight with another guy. He had a gun. He was let out. Next night, he got up, went back, and killed him. So that's why it's so important, President, what you're doing. And thank you for protecting the American flag. And we'll do that without running afoul of the First Amendment as well. And President, I think I think Gaddy Serralta had something he wanted to give you on behalf of all the law enforcement who are out there every single night.
Yes, thank you for putting me in charge of this surge as the director of the United States Marshal Service. It's the oldest.
Yeah, it is a slippery slope. I can agree with you, Gap. Gap said, I don't like seeing flag burned, but it's a slippery slope. It's First Amendment. Is it, though? Freedom of expression. They're probably going at this at the angle of national security risk, because it does hurt the nation's morale, etc., etc. Not that well versed in this, to be honest, but I do not like seeing them burn American flags. I do not like seeing it, and I know that's why he did this. 1 year may be a little steep, but it kind of needs to be up there to deter people away from doing it. At least the common sense people.
Law enforcement agency. It was created in 1789. So on behalf of all the federal law enforcement agencies that we're working with and those that have yet to join the team, we thought it was only appropriate to present you with an honorary United States Marshal Service badge. And this badge comes with this little item right here, which is a handcuff key, Mr. President, because you continue through your policies and your efforts with your staff to unhandcuff law enforcement officers all over this nation. And I can tell you personally that they thank you for that.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
You can continue unhandcuffing law enforcement.
That's a very great honor. I'll save that and put it someplace up, which is important. Thank you.
Gabber said, right, but the First Amendment protects things we may not like. I mean, you had lawyers drafting it. I don't know if it is such a thing, then it will get challenged by, I'm assuming, Congress. It'll go where it needs to get, and if it passes, it passes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It also may be overturned when he's out of office. It is an executive order. This is something that Congress should handle, not one person. Yeah, this one he could have slid to Congress. This one's kind of a, see, it's a morale boost. It's a morale boost to the country, though. Knowing that the national security, the integrity of the nation is going to be respected, or else, there's punishment. You must respect your country. You must honor your country. We are the greatest country in the world for a reason, and people are constantly disrespecting that. The disrespect level has shot through the roof, so he's just kind of bringing it down to normal level. But to be fair, it probably will go in front of Congress sometime, but for now it's implemented by executive order, and could be challenged by other means. I don't fully mind it. Weekend 3D is now a 100K winner per tranche. Chaos in the mind is controversial, but a normal human wouldn't burn a flag. It's kind of true. Stunner says if they go at it from the angle of inciting violence, maybe doing it in a riot on video. I mean, that's kind of the only time I see burning of the flags. Just in mass riots, protests.
That's very nice. Thank you. Well, we love those people. They're brave and they love our country, and they don't want to see it. Do you know how many people volunteered for this job? And before I ask the VP to say a few words, because he feels very strongly about it, I think it's very important, Pam, that when we do this, that a state required, they come and ask us. I mean, I see Pritzker saying, we don't want them. In the meantime, his city is being shot to hell. And they do that politically. And they probably do want it. If we didn't go to Los Angeles, you would literally have had to call off the Olympics. It was so bad. And the sheriff and the law enforcement people, but the sheriff said, and he came out very strongly, he said, if we didn't have these people, we were not able to control it. Now, 4 days later, after we had it totally under control, we did that quickly. He changes to it a little bit. Well, I think we could have done it. They were dead. If we didn't send in the troops, Los Angeles was dead. The Olympics was gone. The World Cup was gone. Everything was gone. We did a great job. And Newsom, he's an incompetent governor. But I think people should want us to be there, because otherwise all they'll do is complain as we do our job. So we'll have to think about that. Okay, we go in, like in Washington. We go in, and the people that are here that have been doing, I don't want to say terrible, because she happens, she's a nice woman, I guess. I don't care about if she's nice, I really don't care. I want her to do, I'd rather have her be horrible, but do the job. But we come into Washington, and we have the 11 best days they've had here in 2 centuries. I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Let's go 2 decades. In over 20 years, they haven't seen anything like what happened. And now they're out there saying, we don't have crime in Washington. Well, that's true. For 11 days, you don't have crime. But before that, everybody was getting hit and mugged, and you people could not walk to your office without security. That's how unsafe it was. So I think we should really let them have their city, let their city go to hell, and when they come and beg us to help. The only problem is we want to save it for the people, because the people want us there. The people here, 95% of the people here want us. The real people, not the people you find on, I don't know where you find these people. You have one person has a broken nose. Where'd you get it? Well, I was mugged. Good. Do you want to see Trump here with? No, I don't want. The woman has a broken nose. She got mugged. But she's saying she doesn't want any protection. It's all made up fake news. It's just fake news. I don't know where you find these people. Anyway, would you say a couple of words, please? And then I'm going to ask JD to say something. You have done an unbelievable job in a short period of time.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Highly recommended by you know who, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to say his name?
Mr. Youngkin, Governor Youngkin. Yes, sir.
We stole you from
He
Governor
called me.
Youngkin.
Right.
He called me. Glenn Youngkin called, and he said, "I have somebody who's really fantastic." And based on that recommendation, here you are. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Go ahead.
The men and women of the Metropolitan Police Department are back. They enjoy doing their job again. They feel the ability to go out and be law enforcement officers. They feel that they're connected to their communities again. They are making a difference. Thanks to you, Mr. President, and our federal task force, you are making D.C. safe once again. Thank you, sir.
It's going to get better and better. Well, it can't get much better. There's no crime. I read where crime's down 89%. I said, really? Who are the 11%? Okay? There's no crime. JD, please.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks, Mr. President. Thanks to the incredible team here. You know, I was want to echo something the President said where you say there haven't been murders in a couple of weeks in D.C., and it doesn't sound good, but then you talk to local law enforcement, and I didn't realize that this town averaged one murder every other day for the last 20, 30 years, which means that in 2 short weeks, the President and the team have saved 6 or 7 lives, people who would have been killed on the streets of D.C., who are now living, breathing, spending time with their families because the President had the willpower to say, no more. We're not going to give the streets of D.C. over to vagrants and robbers and murderers. And the last point I want to make, sir, to your point about we want people to welcome us, to ask us, because look at Governor Pritzker in Illinois, or Governor Newsom in Los Angeles, or Governor Moore in Maryland. They are angrier about the fact that the President of the United States is offering to help them get their crime under control than they are about the fact that murderers are running roughshod over their cities and have been for decades. Why are Democrat governors angrier about federal law enforcement helping clean up their streets than they are about the fact that those streets need to be cleaned up to begin with? It shows a real sickness in the head. And I agree with the President of the United States. I think most Democrats, rank and file, nobody likes crime. Republicans don't like crime. Democrats don't like crime. Independents don't like crime. Why are Democratic governors doing everything in their power to make crime easier to do in their cities? It doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. But, Mr. President, I appreciate you being willing to help. And I hope these governors take you up on the offer because we should clean up all of America's streets. It's the right of every American to live in safety and comfort in their community.
And we've got the people to do it. They're signing up like they've never signed up before. Our military, as you know, during the campaign, nobody was signing up. We were way short of their goal, we were understaffed. Nobody wanted to be in the military. Military, nobody wanted to be a policeman, nobody wanted to be a fireman. They didn't.
This mute button of doom, man. Anyway, morale was at an all-time low. You can target that with the C bug, just everyone constantly at home, just morale tanking. And then while that's happening, inflation rising under the Biden presidency, whether you like it or not, happened under him. Could have been from Trump's policy. Economists project, 18-24 months policy to come in. But to be fair, at the end of Biden's presidency, it was really ramping up. So you had people staying inside, not going out much, being isolated, et cetera, So morale was just naturally low from that because of the C bug. And then you had inflation squeezing everything else, the cost of living, credit card debt was rising, et cetera. So you just had everything being squeezed. So morale was definitely at an all-time low. I mean, groceries went rampant. I mean, people were racking up credit card debt like never before. I mean, I believe it hit all-time highs in 2023. And since then, like every month it hit it as well. It was definitely a crazy time. Things are starting to equalize. It would be even better if Jerome Powell cut rates 25 BPs, something at least something September 17th, at least something. He is hinting at it because of the weak job data, but morale definitely is coming back. Mainly because there's so much action, like not just talking, not just signal, action. So it's like there's actually a possibility of things being done for the better. Border got shut down, 100% secure. At least that's what's reported. 0 people coming in. So that's a positive. People did not think, and a lot of people were worried about that. That's one of the main issues Trump got elected on, securing the border. A lot of people said he needed Congress. No, you just need a president to get in there and actually sign an emergency order and get it locked down.
Want anything to do with the country.
Morale's coming back.
Grossly incompetent president who frankly should not have been there. He should have never been there. The damage he did to this country is incalculable. I mean, just what he has done. So much of our effort are getting murderers and jailbirds and people out of this country who are drug dealers at the highest level. So much of the energy of people that he let in, it was an unforced error, but I don't think they think it's an error. But I don't believe he believed it. It was the radical lunatics that surrounded this guy at this desk, who are brilliant people, but with the wrong philosophy. There were some brilliant people, but they're evil people, and they're going to be brought down. They have to be brought down because they really hurt our country. But we're getting it back very quickly. And I'll tell you something, our country's now is stronger. I think we're more respected than we've been respected in 100 years. It's a whole different ballgame. JD, could I ask you,
Yes, sir.
You gave a stat on murders here. What were the numbers? You said in a short period of time, how many people were murdered?
Local law enforcement told me, sir, that in the past 20 or 30 years, D.C. has averaged a murder every other day. That's, 200 murders a year, 150, 250, but about every other day a person has been killed on the streets of Washington, D.C. We've been doing this for 2 weeks. 0 people killed. That's real lives saved that the media and, frankly, the entire Democratic Party should be saying, thank you for saving lives instead of attacking the President of the United States for doing so.
When a person, unfortunately, will probably happen at some point when a person's murdered in D.C., it's going to be the biggest story maybe in history. Right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody was murdered in D.C. Trump is failing. No, we're not failing. We have a safe city. This is maybe the safest city in America right now. That's how good it is. And it would be nice to be appreciated. These people eventually, they're going to have to be appreciated for what they're doing. And they're going to have to be appreciated by the officials that are really happy when we go in because they've lost control of their place. Steve Miller, please say a few words.
Thank you, sir. So just to, first of all, follow up on what the Vice President said. No police officer working in the city can remember a time in their lives when there has been no murders. You can work at the police department for 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. We've checked the records. No one can even find a record of being murder-free for as long as you've been murder-free under President Trump's leadership. Additionally, and the President spoke about this before, we've uncovered, in the process of uncovering, a massive scandal in Washington, D.C., with the doctoring of crime stats. And the Department of Justice, under the Attorney General, is leading the effort to uncover this. But when we ultimately share the results, it will stun you. The extent to which, even though DC had the worst crime in America, honestly measured, it dramatically understated how bad it was. There's even accusations that murders and homicides were reported as accidents instead of murders. I mean, this is how severe this is.
On a side note, look at that World Cup trophy. Is that actually solid gold? Or is it just like leaves? Thing looks stunning.
Manipulation of the crime data has been in the city, and it will all be uncovered and it will all be brought to light. You know, I've had a chance to spend some time, as did everyone here, with the police officers in the city. Members of the public are going up to them and thanking them, just overflowing with gratitude, because for the first time in their lives, they can use the parks, they can walk on the streets. You have people who can walk freely at night without having to worry about being robbed or mugged or wearing their watches again.
Thunder says probably solid gold. Panto says probably gold plated.
They're wearing jewelry again. They're carrying purses again. People
Find out. FIFA World Cup. FIFA World Cup trophy, solid gold. We'll use AI, just get it quick. The FIFA World Cup trophy is made of 18 karat gold, which it contains 75% gold, but it is not solid gold. It is likely hollow inside and has an estimated value of $260,000 based on its gold content. Not bad.
People had changed their whole lives in this city for fear of being murdered, mugged, and carjacked. It is a literal statement that President Trump has freed 700,000 people in this city who were living under the rule of criminals and thugs. And the last thing I'll say is that under the efforts of Terry, to my left and many here, what they found also is that the street criminals here in Washington, D.C. were doing business directly with the transnational criminal cartels, the foreign terrorist organizations. So not only was the city being run by these criminal thugs, but they were working with some of the most dangerous terrorist organizations on the planet to traffic weapons and drugs into this city. And what we are uncovering every day is shocking to us, and we look forward to sharing all the results with you. But President Trump, your leadership has uncovered some of the great public safety scandals of our life, and now because of you, people are safe and free for the first time ever in this city.
Thank you very much, Steve. You know, in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills is, you know, a great place. I have a house there. I had a house there. I used to stay a lot of time, spend a lot of time there. And a great place. Do you know that I have friends, they leave their trunk open for their car because they don't want, they know they're going to be vandalized. They don't want the trunk ripped off in order for them to steal what's in the back. They leave the doors open so when they go in to steal the radio or whatever they take, that they don't rip off the door. They leave the doors totally open so the criminals, when they go and open the door, they'll have to break the windows and kill the car in order to steal whatever it is in the car that they're looking for. And that's at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody lives like that. I have another friend, he has a garage, and in order to save his garage door, he leaves it open so that people can just walk into his garage, take whatever they want, and leave. But all the cars are garage, and in order to looking for, and that's at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody lives like that. I have another friend, he has a garage, and in order to save his garage door, he leaves it open so that people can just walk into his garage, take whatever they want, and leave. But all the cars are, so many cars, I've been told this by many people, stars, big people, they leave their doors open so the doors aren't destroyed by these criminals. All over Los Angeles this is taking place. And you know that. I mean, you've heard that. Christy, could you say a few words, please?
Sure. Well, Mr. President, I think one of the most impactful statistics that you used today was of the 1,000 arrests that have
Good job, Elijah.
so far, 439 of them were illegal criminals, which means they never should have been in this country to begin with. That they were in this country, invaded over our southern border or our northern border or maritime seas, and then they committed crimes against the American people. So by getting those individuals incarcerated, we've stopped those violent crimes from happening here in the city. And sir, they do. Exactly like Stephen was talking, they have ties to cartels. They have networks across this country and other cities. So by what you're doing here is going to have a ripple effect in Miami, in Chicago, in other cities, because you're grabbing those networks and giving us information and targeting information to go and get more criminals across this country. So thank you for the work that you're doing. We have ICE and CBP, Federal Protective Services, Secret Service, HSI, all of our officers are working with all the other agencies every day here in DC, and they're so proud to have this kind of partnership. So
Yeah.
they're so glad that you're letting them do their jobs again. And I don't know if you've heard, sir, but the recruitment campaign for ICE, when we were going to hire 10,000 new officers, we've got over 130,000 people that have applied and raised their hands and said they want to work with ICE. So no matter what the fake news says or what the media says about ICE not having support, they've got incredible support from the American people. People want to join them and help them do what they're doing to make America safe again. So thank you for the
I was going to
opportunity.
say that our recruitment drive, it was dead. During the campaign, they couldn't get, every story was the Army can't fill up, the Marines, none of them could fill up. They were way behind. We couldn't get anybody to go into the military, couldn't get any police. We have just set records on everybody wants to be in. Everybody wants to go in. And we're taking incredible people. I mean, the level of, because of the Supreme Court, it's based on merit. It's all based on merit now. It's not based on anything else. You got to, if you need strong people, you have to get strong people. It's all based on merit. But we're setting records in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, the Coast Guard. One of my favorites, because I happen to have created it, Space Force. We're very proud of Space Force. It's amazing what it's doing. We're leading in space now. China was killing us. Russia was beating us. China was killing us. We're now killing China. We are leading in space by a lot because of Space Force. So we're very proud. But everybody wants to go in. We went from not, and you know how bad that is for the spirit when every story that you were writing a year ago was that nobody wants to go into the military anymore. And if you're in the military, you know how deflating that is? You go and be a family. Nobody wants a job that you have. Well, now it's the opposite. Everybody wants to be there. And that includes police and fire and everything else. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
You're stopping a lot of wars. just the presidents we're stopping. We've stopped 7 wars, and really the number is actually 10. We're not including a couple, and we're not including in there what we did with Iran, stopping their nuclear play. They would have had within a month or two, they would have had a nice big nuclear weapon to use. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Pete, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. President, thank you very much for your leadership, and the Defense Department is proud to be a part of this task force. Just like we have been down at the southwest border, where crossings are at 0, we've got national defense areas where we're working with Border Patrol to secure the southern border for the American people. Just like Los Angeles, where ICE officers deserve to do.
Yeah, I said as someone from the EU, it is a bit strange for me hearing what is going on in LA. I don't know how much they exaggerate. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I mean, pretty much what they say is true. Crime is rampant. Taxes are high. I mean, it's pretty close to the what the news reports. Now, EU isn't doing much better. I don't know what part of EU. It depends where you live. But EU, oof. The immigration problems there, the crime problems there, depending where you live, depending.
Do their job without being attacked. We're really proud to be a part of defending the nation's capital.
What aboutism?
Safe and beautiful and working with law enforcement. And Mr. President, let me tell you, the morale of the troops, getting out there talking to them, they love this mission. They're grateful to be doing it, whether they're DC National Guard or other state National Guards. And at your direction as well, sir, it's just common sense to make sure they're armed as well. And so we're rolling out ensuring they're armed, capable of defending themselves and others if need be, supporting law enforcement, and we're proud to be there, sir.
Well, look at the mission you just accomplished with Iran. 36 hours back and forth, flawless. Every bomb hit its target. They went right down those chutes, dark at night, no moon, no nothing. Every target, every bomb went right down. They have a chute that goes right down deep into the mountain. and they shouldn't have put ventilation in, I can tell you, because we used that for our advantage. But what they did, and we had the pilots and even the people that took care of the planes, we had a whole group of people at the White House a couple of weeks ago. And you know, I didn't realize this, but they said, we've been looking at their predecessors, and then these were the pilots. They said, we gave...
Yeah, the homelessness too, Timothy. I immigrated to Poland, no problems with immigration here. Also, crime rate is low. Nice. Good stuff.
Gave them beautiful medals.
Very nice.
And I'll show you the medal. Gave them a medal just like this.
Good to hear.
See? Just like that. They were so happy. Gave a lot of them out for that. It was an incredible job. You know, we had 52 tankers. People don't realize, so that they could refuel. We had many fighter jets, F-22s.
How are trades going today? One losing trade, $245, but really shouldn't have even taken a trade. Just to that for a 20-point gain. Could have taken it at 240, decided to let it go to the gap, and decided to take the loss. Volatility is not really there for me. If it gets to a key level, which it is trying to, if it can get up to 23,650, I may take it. It is at this trend line right now, hesitating. I'm not going to take it here. Today should have been a day where I didn't take a single trade. And it would have been the first one. To be fair, it may still be the first stream. I've only taken one trade. Some records, some records. It's not bad, I don't care.
F-35.
10 points isn't enough. So, it's not even worth trading.
It was flawless. Compare that to the operation when they went in with the helicopters crashing and everyone running around the desert, and the prisoners being taken. And that was Jimmy Carter. And what a horrible thing. This was the exact opposite. This was the exact opposite.
Appreciate it, DZ.
What they did in leaving a very, very nice place. The Taliban runs a tough operation in Afghanistan, and I think it was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That was Biden. I was leaving, and we would have left through strength, tremendous strength. We would have kept Bagram, which is the air base, one of the largest runways in the world, one of the most powerful. You could land anything on it, many, many feet thick. You don't build them that way anymore. You can't. But we left it, and now China's occupying that air base. This was the most incompetent administration in history, the Biden administration. And you're just lucky that they lost, because if they won, you wouldn't have a country anymore. And so, Pete, you started up by saying the Department of Defense, and somehow it didn't sound good to me. You know, it didn't sound good. Defense, what are we defense? Why are we defense? So it used to be called the Department of War, and it had a stronger sound. And as you know, we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything. Now we have a Department of Defense with defenders. I don't know. If you people want to, standing behind me, if you take a little vote, if you want to change it back to what it was when we used to win wars all the time, that's okay with me. All right?
That's coming soon, sir.
You let me know if you want to do it. I think Department of War. It just sounded bad. He said, sir, on behalf of the Department of Defense. Defense. I don't want to be defense only. We want defense, but we want offense too, if that's okay. So you'll make a decision. But you know, as Department of War, we won everything. We won everything. And I think we're going to have to go back to that. In the meantime, I've stopped all of these wars. I've stopped them. The big one would have been India and Pakistan. But we stopped them all. We stopped 3 wars. Go to Africa. They like to say, oh, you know, let me tell you, I love black people. And I did great with the vote with the black people. But they say he's a racist, he's a racist. I said, really? For 35 years, a war raged between Rwanda and the Republic of the Congo. And it was a vicious war. 9 million people were killed with machetes, largely. Hatchets, machetes. That went on for more than 30 years, but 34, 35 years. And I stopped it. In fact, the presidents are coming in a week or two to sign. We have the foreign ministers, it's all signed, the war stopped. But I got it stopped and saved a lot of lives. The Congo, that's deepest, darkest Africa. I got that war stopped. Nobody else could have done that. We did a lot of jobs. We did a lot of wars were stopped that nobody thought would even be possible. And I'll tell you what, the war with India and Pakistan, That was the next level. That was going to be a nuclear war. They already shot down 7 jets. That was raging. And I said, you guys want to do trade? We're not doing any trade. We're not doing anything with you if you keep fighting. You got 24 hours to settle it. They said, well, there's no more war going. And I used that on numerous occasions. Trade. I used whatever you had to use. But we got 7 of them stopped. And the one I thought would be easiest, frankly, was going to be Russia and Ukraine. But that turns out to be some big personality conflicts. It's one of those things. But we're going to get that stopped eventually. We're going to get that stopped too. 7,000 soldiers died last week. Think of that, 7,000. I usually say 5,000, but 7,221 soldiers died last week in the fighting between Ukraine and Russia. And they're not our soldiers, but they're souls. They're living souls, and they leave their homes, and they wave to their parents, and their parents are so proud as they leave in a beautiful uniform, and a week later they get their head blown off by a drone. New form of military. It's a whole new form of fighting. So I would just like to thank the people that are behind me. Thank you very much. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it very much. We're doing a real job, and I'm so proud of DC. I passed it 2 days ago, and all the garbage is off the streets. It's terrible. I came in a month and a half ago. I'm driving down, and I see garbage all over the place. The streets were a pigsty. Like I won't use the city's names, but you know what I'm talking about. There are plenty of them outside of this country and inside of this country. Baltimore is a horrible, horrible deathbed. It's a deathbed. I know Governor Moore said, oh, he wants to take a walk with me. He meant it in a derogatory tone. I said, no, I'm the President of the United States. Clean up your crime and I'll walk with you. But it's tremendous crime. But he was trying to be derogatory. He doesn't have what it takes. But he's trying to be derogatory. And I met him at the Army-Navy game. They said, oh, there's Governor Moore. He'd love to see you. He came over to me. He hugged me, shook my hand. You were there. He said, sir, you're the greatest president of my lifetime. I said, it's really nice that you say that. I'd love you to say it publicly, but I don't think you can do that, so it's okay. But no, sir, you're doing a fantastic job. I want to just shake your hand. Thank you very much, Governor. That was it. And then every time I see him on television, he's knocking the hell out of me. So, but that's all right. That's called politics. But Governor Moore's he's doing a bad job. Newsom's doing a bad job. All of their potential candidates are doing a bad job. I can't imagine Pritzker being even a candidate, but somebody said he is. He can't do the work, can't do the job. He's not temperamentally suited. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Do you have some questions?
Mr. President, is the Pentagon, and maybe the Secretary of Defense can weigh into, is the Pentagon preparing for military deployment to Chicago? And with what you said there, are you waiting for the governor?
We're ready to go anywhere. We have a full complement of great human beings. We're full. You know, our military is full. We were way empty 1 year ago. Now we're full. So we can go anywhere on less than 24 hours notice.
Are you waiting for the governor?
And we're doing a lot to interdict to stop drugs from coming in too. We have ships out on sea. You know, we have nobody coming through our border anymore. Nobody. Doesn't that feel good to know that you don't have prisoners coming in and, you know, killers, murderers? We had 11,888 murderers come in, let in by the Biden administration. Many of them have been captured, but we still have a couple of thousand that are out there. Some of them, 50% of them killed more than one person, okay? But a lot of them have been captured. What they've done to our country, these people that circle this moron that we had behind this desk, what they've done to our country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. I mean, if you think so much of our time is devoted to correcting a problem that all they had to do is say, close the borders. Remember when he said, well, I have no power to close the border. I have to go back and get an act from Congress. I didn't get an act from Congress. I came in, I said, close the borders. And Tom Homan, who's not here, has been fantastic, Christy, right? Yes. Tom Homan is great. He's a fantastic man and respected by everybody. But I said, Tom, close the borders. Christy, close the borders. The borders were closed. We didn't go to Congress and get permission. We just closed the borders. And in the last 3 months, hard to believe this one too, in the last 3 months we've had 0 people come into our country illegally through the southern border. nobody would have said that's possible. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, MS-13 gangbanger and human trafficker Kilmar Abrego Garcia turned himself into ICE in Baltimore. Do you have any comment on this? And why are the Democrats so emotionally attached to this man who beats his wife and is part of a terrorist organization?
Because they think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes. He beat the hell out of his wife. His wife is afraid to even talk about him. She's been mauled by this animal. And, through a system of liberal courts, he's doing things. But, no, we have that under control. And Pam has got that very much under control. Do you want to comment on it?
No, we've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children. The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be. And as part of this operation here in D.C., we've also taken off MS-13 members. We've taken, I think just last night, we got a TDA guy off our streets right here, right around from where we all work. Another TDA member gone because of this project. So we're going to keep America safe from all of these foreign terrorist organizations, including Abrego Garcia.
Okay.
Mr. President, if we could get your reaction, sir. The Israelis bombed a hospital in Gaza, killed 20 people, including 5 journalists.
When did this happen?
This happened overnight, today.
I didn't know that.
Any reaction to this?
Well, I'm not happy about it. I don't want to see it. At the same time, we have to end that whole nightmare. I'm the one that got the hostages out. I got them out. All of them. Steve Witkoff has been amazing. He's done a great job. But I'm the one that got them all out through my people and through me. And now we're left with probably a little bit less than 20 because I think 1 or 2 are gone. And I said a long time ago, I'm going to get them out. But when we get down to that final 10 or 20, these people aren't going to release them because they're dead after they release them. So it's a nasty situation. Very nasty, horrible thing.
Mr.
Yes.
President, could you please elaborate on your post on South Korea? What were you referring to?
Well, I heard that there were raids on churches over the last few days, very vicious raids on churches by the new government in South Korea, that they even went into our military base and got information. They probably shouldn't have done that, but I heard bad things. I don't know if it's true or not. I'll be finding out. As you know, your new president's coming in just a couple of hours coming here. I look forward to meeting him.
12 p.m. today.
We won't stand for that. We just won't stand for that.
So are you prepared to order National Guard troops, though, into American cities if those governors don't request the federal deployment?
I am, but I also think that, look, Chicago, everybody knows how bad it is. Everybody standing there knows. We know. You don't have to be doing any studies. They should be saying, please come in. Pritzker should be saying that. You know, I did a favor for Christy Whitmer, a good favor, I think, with the fish, the carp, the China carp. Did you ever hear of it? China carp. And it's taken over your Great Lakes. You know about that, right? And she came and she wanted to know if it's possible for us to do something about it. And I said, well, I'll do. But I think it's appropriate that the person from Illinois, the governor from Illinois, asks also. It's a tremendously expensive project, actually. It's invasive. It's horrible what's happened. And we can do it with GSA and various people. But we can do it. We're going to just have to see what happens, okay? We're going to have to see what happens. But
Appreciate us.
The governor of Michigan came, was very respectful, asked for it. She's done a good job.
Hey, shout out to Denmark.
The Air Force Base, kept it open for F-35s and various planes, F-22s too. I did that for the state of Michigan at her request, and also at our congressmen. We have congressmen that are unbelievably pro-Michigan up there. But some of this stuff, like the lakes, the Great Lakes, this is a big problem that nobody ever talks about. Most of you probably have never heard of. We have a pretty violent fish that comes from China, China carp, Chinese carp, and you see them jumping out. They jump into boats and they jump all over the place. They've got a lot of energy, and there's a way of getting rid of them. It's very expensive. And I didn't get a request from the governor of Illinois, who is affected maybe more than anybody else, right? And I think until I get that request from that guy, I'm not going to do anything about it. And I feel the same way about crime. We go in, we will solve Chicago within 1 week, maybe less, but within 1 week we will have no crime in Chicago, just like we have no crime in D.C. But, you know, I don't like to go in and do it and then have somebody stand up and say what a great job he's doing on crime. And we don't want the military in our state. We don't want the military. Do you understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah, these governors will say.
So I don't know. So we're going to have a little meeting. I think, you know, I feel like we go in and we do it, like here. To a lesser extent with the mayor. She hasn't been terrible, but she hasn't been, you know, exactly saying, oh, great. She did say last night, I heard her say that, well, we really don't want the military in D.C. Well, that's, you know, not very nice, I guess. That's a little bit of a hit. But she's not as bad as some. We saved Los Angeles, and all we did is get criticized by this idiot that's running the state into the ground, right, where people are leaving. He should be thanking us, and he should be requesting us to be there.
Pretty much, chaos.
Illinois should be. Chicago's a disaster, and the governor.
To be fair, I think there's an opportunity coming soon. I'm debating whether or not to trail along up to it. I don't know. Today's market's just not that great. There was like 3 opportunities in the morning that I bypassed. I was looking at news and talking when market opened. Went straight up to that VWAP. Should have went short there. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. There are no missed opportunities on the next one. To be fair, it's better to just sit on your hands and wait. There will be constant other opportunities today. I mean, if you are trailing this up, the grind up, this opportunity itself, I think it'll go to 23,650. We have that pivot point right above there as well. But tomorrow will offer some good opportunities as well.
You say, President, would you do us the honor of cleaning up our city? We need help. They need help. They need help.
But without that request,
You have to answer that for yourself, Escars.
Wait, we may or may not. We may just go in and do it, which is probably what we should do. The problem is, it's not nice when you go in and do it and somebody else is standing there saying, as we give great results, say, we don't want the military. They need help badly. Chicago desperately needs help. Just look at the crime statistics. Look at the statistics that JD said about, even I didn't know it was that bad. That's terrible. But all I know is we're being celebrated because we went an entire week. Now it's 11 days. We went an entire week without a murder. And I said, boy, that sounds terrible. I didn't know how to, I actually made a speech. I didn't know how to say it because it's a great number. It's a great thing, but it sounds so bad. I mean, supposing you're from a foreign country, which is properly run and they don't have murders and things, right, so much, or in some cases virtually at all. And you have somebody saying, I'm proud to announce that nobody was murdered in the capital of the United States this week. It sounds terrible, but...
Mr. President, Gavin Newsom, you've mentioned Gavin Newsom on crime.
Gavin Newsom, yes.
Is there a federal mechanism you're hoping to use to fight back against his redistricting constitutional amendment, or is that...
Well, I think I'm going to be filing a lawsuit pretty soon, and I think we're going to be very successful in it. We're going to be filing it through the Department of Justice. That's going to happen. And we're also going to be filing a lawsuit on blue slipping. You know, blue slips make it impossible for me as president to appoint a judge or a U.S. attorney because they have a gentleman's agreement. It's nothing memorialized. It's a gentleman's agreement that's about 100 years old, where if you have a president like a Republican and if you have a Democrat senator, that's...
What are you talking about, Gap? The gap has already been filled unless you're talking about something else. Talking about the gap on the ES? Yeah, it'll probably fill it. 3 points away. I would like NQ to go up to 22,650 and then start downtrending from there. We'll see.
senator can stop you from appointing a judge or a U.S. attorney in particular. Those are the two. I guess
I'm not in a trade.
Those are the two that are very important. So we have numerous states where we have unbelievable people. Now, Jay Clayton was just approved in the Southern District, but he was so good. He was a top student, top schools, top everything. Went to
Good luck, Elijah.
Cromwell, became the head of Sullivan and Cromwell. Came down here, was Securities and Exchange Commission. Ran it for 4 years during my term, like impeccably. Beautiful job. He did an incredible job. And we went to court, and the judges, Democrat judges, voted that he could. That's the only way you get by it. But generally speaking, you can't do that because you'll have judges from the other party. So Jay Clayton just got approved, and he's in, but he didn't get approved by the senators. He got approved by the court system in New York, which was a great thing. And I had a big victory in New York, I might add. I saved myself $500 million with a fake, corrupt attorney general, a really corrupt person with a corrupt judge who was disgraceful, and they're being mauled right now by everybody. It's so corrupt, and it kept business out of New York, stuff like that. But the appellate division vacated all of that stuff that you read about, and we're going to do a big number on that whole thing. You can't have a corrupt court system. You can't have that. You have to have borders, and you have to have a free press. Otherwise, you don't have a country. But you'll be hearing about the blue slipping, because if you have not, you don't need two senators. You just need one Democrat senator with a Republican. The only person that I can get approved are Democrats, or maybe weak Republicans, but we don't want that. But the only person I will be able to get approved in any of those states where you have a Democrat will be, I can't get a U.S. attorney. I can only get a Democrat U.S. attorney. And this is based on an old custom. It's not based on law, and I think it's unconstitutional, and I'll probably be filing a suit on that pretty soon. Yeah, please.
During the campaign, you called Kamala Harris a communist, but the Biden-Harris administration, they never called for nationalizing a private company with the federal government like you're proposing with Intel. What do you say to some who say this is a bit hypocritical, and is this the new way of doing industrial policy?
Yeah, sure it is. I want to try and get as much as I can. If people come in and they need something, as an example, as a real estate person, if I have an agreement and I have any form of a stopgap where I can stop somebody from doing something, right? I have a covenant and an agreement, and they come to me and they say, would like to do something, but you have us restricted. If I do that, they usually have to pay. Now, in the case of Intel, it was interesting, but I hope I'm going to have many more cases like it. Intel came in. I met with the gentleman. I had a lot of respect for him. He came in under a little bit of a cloud. I liked his story. I thought he was good. I think he really means to do a good job with Intel. I said, I'd like to ask whether or not you'd give, because the story, a lot of people said I invested in it. I didn't invest, but I invest my heart in it and my soul because I want the country to be strong. But I said, I'd like you to give 10% of Intel to the United States of America. Not to me, to the United States of America. And I said, if you have them as a partner, you have the United States as a partner, I think that would be a very good thing for Intel. And he thought about it, a little bit different, and he said, I like that idea very much. We have a deal. And I just made $10 billion or $11 billion for the United States of America. And yeah, there will be other cases. If I had that opportunity again, I would do that. And then, you do have stupid people say, oh, that's a shame. It's not a shame. It's called business. If somebody's willing to give you 10% of a company and you're not paying for it, and I will tell you, with a company like Intel, as you know, it's had difficulty. I want them to do well. I want them to do well anyway, but I want them to do well in particular now.
But isn't public ownership of a private company a new way of doing business in the business of the United States? Isn't that what you were
So are tariffs. So as you know, the stock market went up almost 1,000 points on Friday. And it went up not because of this very, I think, terrible, hello, who is that back there? Get out of the room. It went up because of something much different. It went up because it was announced, CBO announced the numbers, and as you know, they gave no credit to tariffs. They said they made a mistake, that the trade deficit will be reduced because of Trump's tariffs, will be reduced by $4 trillion, right? Is that what they said, right? They said $4 trillion, and the market went up like a rocket ship because the tariffs are good. Well, tariffs aren't that usual. If the 7 wars I stopped, 4 of them were because of the fact that I had tariffs and trade. And I was able to say, well, if you do this, if you go fight and if you want to kill everybody, that's okay, but I'm going to charge you each 100% tariff when you trade with us. You know what? They all gave up. I stopped 7 wars. Numerous of them was because of tariffs. So, you never knew the word tariff. It didn't exist really essentially in this country until actually in the 1870s up till 1913 it existed. And
this is live. We're 11 minutes behind. This is live currently as we speak. And 12 p.m. Whoa. It's 12:05. He's supposed to be meeting South Korean's president at 12 p.m.
We were the richest country.
Which we are 5 minutes over.
At any time in the history of our country. And then, stupidly, in 1913, they said, let's go to the income tax way of life. Let the people pay instead of foreign countries. No, we're taking in trillions of dollars in tariffs, and we're stopping wars because of tariffs. So that's not so normal either. But you know what? Other countries did it to us, and now we're doing it to other countries.
You ruled out boots on the ground in Ukraine, but how would air support as part of a security guarantee be any different? Those U.S.
Well, you really went from one question to the next. You go from one. I expected he'd at least challenge you. Now we're talking about boots on the ground.
But U.S. air assets over the skies of Ukraine as part of a security guarantee. Wouldn't those U.S. airmen also be?
Well, you don't know what security guarantee is because we haven't even discussed the specifics of it, and we'll see. Number one, Europe is going to give them significant security guarantees, and they should because they're right there. But we'll be involved from the standpoint of backup. We're going to help them. And I think if we get a deal, and I think we will, but if we get a deal, you're not going to, I don't believe you're going to have much of a problem. But we'll back it up because I want to stop seeing people being killed. You know, when Biden was here, he gave $350 billion. You know this from covering business. $350 billion to Ukraine. I said that Zelensky's the greatest salesman I think I've ever met, better than P.T. Barnum, because he'd come to the country and walk out with $50 billion every time. He actually came here once, he walked out with $100 billion. We're up to $350 billion. I got $1 trillion worth of rare earth that we have from the country because I felt badly for our taxpayer. But I did something else at the NATO meeting. They are wealthy countries, but they weren't paying. And we don't pay any money to Ukraine anymore. Do you know that? In fact, it's the opposite. They request through NATO. We deal with NATO. We don't deal really with Ukraine. NATO requests missiles. They want Patriots. They want missiles. We give the missiles to NATO. NATO pays us in full and does what they want. I mean, I think they give them mostly to, they can do other things with them too because we're dealing with NATO. We pay no money to Ukraine. We gave $350 billion to Ukraine. You know, if we didn't give that kind of money, and I was the one that gave the javelins, if you remember. I gave the javelins. They were very effective. They say Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. They were very effective with those tanks right at the beginning. But you would have never had a war if I were president. You would have never had a war. Just to finish, we spend no money on Ukraine anymore. We were getting fleeced by a president that didn't know what he was doing. To be honest, I don't blame Ukraine. I mean, if they come and ask for $100 billion, then they get it. But we were in for $350 billion. Now, we make money. I don't want to make money on Ukraine. I want the war to end because I want to save all those lives. I want to just say, but just so you understand, we're no longer losing money on that thing. We were losing money hand over fist. And now we don't lose any money. Now we sell weapons to NATO. Because NATO agreed, because of me, to go to 5%. They had 2% and didn't pay. Now they have 5% and they're all paid up. So they have trillions of dollars and they give us that money. But I really want the war to end, and we're going to get it ended.
Mr. President, you wanted to use the work summit here with Ukrainian President Zelensky, European leaders all met here with you at the White House. You said you wanted to get this done bilateral as soon as possible. Have you spoken to Putin since last Monday?
Yeah, I have.
What is your conversation? Can you share?
Every conversation I have with him is a good conversation, and then unfortunately a bomb is loaded up into Kiev or someplace, and then I get very angry about it. I think we're going to get the war done. It's tough. I thought that would be, of the 7 that I settled, I thought that would be the easiest of the group. See, you never know what's going to happen. You know, war. Strange things happen in war. The fact that he went to Alaska, our country, I think was a big statement that he wants to get it done. That was not easy for him to go to Alaska, you know, for him to come here. But the fact that he showed up on a very successful day, it was a very successful day for other things. Because, you know, we're also talking about missiles, nuclear. We're talking about a lot of different things. We're talking about limiting nuclear weapons. We'll get China into that. We have the most. Russia has the second most, and China has third. But China is way behind, but they'll catch us in 5 years. We would like to denuclearize. It's too much power. And we talked about that also. That's part of it. But we have to get the war over with.
Thank you. On Baltimore, you said that you are going to have to reconsider bridge funding. Is that contingent on Westmore cleaning up the streets?
No, we were very generous to him on a bridge. You know, a boat ran into a bridge and the bridge came down like I've never seen anything. The boat was just shows you the mass of that boat, the power of that boat. You know, people were up on that bridge, painters. They were painting the bridge and they were watching it happen. And they thought they were very safe. They all died. They were painting the bridge. Can you imagine? And they watched the boat. The engines were off. And they watched the boat. And the power of that boat.
Yeah, that bridge, I'm sure everyone has seen it. Baltimore Bridge collapse. Put to the video, I guess. See if we get the video. Should be it. We'll speed up. You can see the boat just coming right towards the pylon. Right towards the pylon. Smoke still coming out. Look, it's turning. Just directly towards the pylon. And then you can see right here too. If you notice, there's construction cars on the bridge, literally flashing. Road work, painters. Doing work right there. Pylon's about to be just nosedived. Impact. It's hitting. Bridge is shaking. And gone. Roadwork crew. Straight into the river. Just crazy. Absolutely insane. I mean, the boat literally just turned right into it. That's what he's talking about when he's talking about the bridge. Just insane. I can't remember. One more bridge collapse. Reason. Can't remember the reason. There was like a power outage. Some electrical stuff. Just get a quick write-up. The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed due to a container ship losing propulsion and colliding with one of the supporting piers. This impact caused the bridge main spans to fall in the Patapsco River, resulting in 6 fatalities among construction workers on the bridge at the time. 6 fatalities. 6 fatalities, excuse me. Not facilities. 6 fatalities among construction workers on the bridge at the time. It happened at 1 a.m. too, 1:30 a.m. So pitch black. Crazy. Craziness.
It just shows you the mass of that boat, the power of that boat. You know, people were up on that bridge, painters. They were painting the bridge and they were watching it happen. And they thought they were very safe. They all died. They were painting the bridge, can you imagine? And they watched the boat. The engines were off. And they watched the boat. And the power of that boat, the mass of that boat, went right through that steel. Just like
that's what he's talking about right here.
Mass is a big deal. But the mass of that boat, those people all died. But they thought they were totally safe. They were eating their lunch. They were, whatever. They were watching it. They could have gotten off. Somebody did a very good job. A police officer called in and said, close the bridge. And he did it with power. Get everybody off the bridge. Close that. That guy should get a medal because he stopped the bridge. A lot of people would have died. A lot more people would have died. The ones that died were the workers on the bridge. And they thought they were
jab gap.
Because, it's a big steel bridge. And it came down like toothpicks.
Killing it with the options gap.
And they died. They all died. But that police officer, again, the police do a great job. The police officer did an amazing job. And I heard the tapes. He would say, get everybody off it. Most people wouldn't have said that. When you see a thing like that, you assume it's going to, tap the bridge and it's going to be rebuffed. The thing just came down. I've never seen anything like it. So he did a good job. In fact, I think we should get him in for a medal. The man that gave the warning, I listened to him. Everybody get off, screaming. Everybody off. He had the sense to realize that this could be a catastrophe as opposed to a ship that's, because the engines weren't working. It was just floating. It's an amazing thing that a thing floating like that with no power just knocked it right down like it was nothing. Let's do that. Let's give him a medal. I've been thinking about that.
Do you plan to investigate Chris Christie?
Say what?
Do you plan to investigate Chris Christie?
Look, Chris is a slob. Everybody knows it. I know Chris better than anybody in the room. I always felt he was guilty. But what he did is he took the George Washington Bridge, which was very serious. He closed down the George Washington Bridge. And you had medical people, you had ambulances caught up. This thing was closed down. And obviously he knew about it.
What's this?
He blamed the young lady that worked for him and another person, and they got into a lot of trouble. She ultimately was, I don't know, exonerated, but she got out of it a little bit. But she went through hell. She was a young mother, nice person, I knew her a little bit. And another man went to jail. And Chris got off. And so when I listened to Chris speak his hate, I say, oh, what about the George Washington Bridge? Tell me about the George Washington Bridge. He
what's the lure?
But he knew all about it, so no, I don't know.
What's the lure on that? What is he talking about?
So when I listen to Chris speak his hate, I say, oh, what about the George Washington Bridge? Tell me about the George Washington Bridge. He blamed other people.
Chris Christie, George Washington Bridge. George. Is this TOS? Probably is. Was a political scandal in the U.S. in New Jersey, 2013 and 2014. It involved a staff member of a political appointee and then Governor Chris Christie colluding to create traffic jams in Fort Lee, New Jersey by closing lanes at the main toll plaza for the upper level of the George Washington Bridge on September 9th, 2013. 2 of 3 toll lanes for a local street entrance were closed during morning rush hour. Local officials, emergency services, and the public were not notified of the lane closure, which Fort Lee declared a threat to public safety. But why? As a political retribution against the town's mayor for not endorsing Christie's re-election? Really? Huh.
But he knew all about it, so no, I don't know. If they want to look at it, it's not for me. If they want to look at it, they
Gonna call it a day. Gotta start packing and head back home.
I always
Appreciate you, Gap. Appreciate you constantly being here. Today was very lackluster. That's why we're only in the news. But you obviously killed it with the options. Appreciate you stopping by, constantly being here. Take care, man. I know. Hopefully that setup came good in the mountain.
Mr. President, can you make an endorsement in the Texas Senate race between Ken Paxton and John Cornyn?
Well, I'll make up my mind.
Appreciate you, Gap.
The worst situation I have is when I have two people
Yeah,
that get along
stunned.
well. I hate it, and they all want the endorsement. You know, I'm almost 100% of the people I endorse win. It's a great honor, and I got, as you know, I got the largest vote in the history of Texas by far. Nobody's ever gotten more votes in the last election. I think in all the elections, the 3 elections, but they like me in Texas. So people are waiting for me, but I'd rather not comment on it right now. I like both guys. They're both friends of mine, and they're both good and very different.
There's some talk among congressional Republicans about another reconciliation bill. Where do you fall on that, and what would you like to prioritize?
Well, I don't want to do cutting. I want to save all the different things. I'm going to cut things that are unnecessary, but the one thing I said, and I gave my word, we're not going to hurt anybody on Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security. And in fact, we're doing great on Social Security. We found 300,000 illegals on Social Security. We got them out. And, you know, things like that make Social Security.
No, it didn't. Got the desk put together. Gapper says all monitors mounted on the desk. Then discovered I missed a step on the desk. Oh, man. Man, that is the worst. The worst. It's, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. When you, man, only people who have built like IKEA furniture and stuff like that, even higher class furniture, you have to actually put together. You don't hire people to build. Bro. You get that thing built and then you realize you have one or a couple missing pieces just out on the floor and you're done the steps. And then you go back and realize you need to take the whole thing apart again. I've done it multiple times.
Very, very strong. So no, I am very big into certain
Nightmare.
things.
So
One
just
of
gonna
those
leave it
is
till I come back next time.
Medicare,
Makes
Medicaid,
sense.
Social Security. We're going to protect it, and so we'll see how everything works.
You'll get it. Hey, you gotta persevere through resistance, Gap. Persevere, man. You got it. You'll get it. Nothing but time.
We see decisions on other things. I'm always open to cost cutting. If we can
Thank
cost
you,
cut,
Gap.
I like it. But
Appreciate
nothing's
you.
going to happen to medical. We have something coming up. Favored nations.
Also, don't ask what you want to implement to the Discord. I haven't put any thought into that Discord in a while. Implement whatever you guys want. Now's the time. So don't feel free to do whatever you want. Now I do like the layout how I had it, but you can just add whatever you want, do whatever you want. Test it, beta test it, try and break it, do whatever you want.
1,500%. Where a pill
Feel
that sells
free.
in Germany for $10 costs $150 here because of the bad price. And I was all set to do it, and then we had the COVID come up, and I had to focus on that because we had the greatest economy in history my first term. I will tell you that we are going to be doing numbers on the cost of drugs in this country that I'm not talking about a 20% decrease, which would be great. I'm talking about 1,000% decrease. We're talking about where a product would sell for $80 in Germany and $1,300 here. And we're not going to do that. We were subsidizing the entire world, and we're not doing it anymore. I informed the drug companies. I informed the world. And if the world wants to, if countries in the world don't want to go along, then I'm going to put tariffs on those countries, and we'll make more money. But they have to go along with it. So this is moving along rapidly. Dr. Oz is in charge, Bobby's group, and they do it very well. And we're getting great cooperation from the drug, because the drug companies know it's unfair. You know, for years they say, well, we had to do research, and I said, I don't care. You had to do research for these other countries also. They are ready to go, and I'm ready to go. And you know, if I pull that off, there's no way a Republican will lose an election. There's no way. All right, one more question. Steve, what's this guy? He's the nicest guy I know, and he asks the most vicious questions.
Why do you think President Putin is so reluctant to meet with President Zelensky?
Because he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. You know, they don't like. I have people I don't like. I don't like to meet with them. Sometimes I do like to meet with people I don't like.
So how do you get him ready?
They don't like each other, really. And if we had a real president instead of a guy that got in there with a fraudulent election, if we had a real president, that war would have never happened. Putin actually said, if Trump were president, it wouldn't have happened. It happened for a lot of reasons. It happened because of Afghanistan. When he saw how incompetent Milley was and all these guys were, I think he said, well, this might be, because it was the apple of his eye. It would have never happened if I were president.
Mr. President, you have good relationship with Russian leaders and also North Korean leaders. As they are getting closer, how would that affect your diplomatic
Well, I have very good relationships with Kim Jong-un, North Korea. I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, that's terrible. No, it's good. In fact, someday I'll see him. I look forward to seeing him. He was very good with me. We had 2 meetings. We had 2 summits. We got along great. I know him better than you do. I know him better than anybody, almost, other than his sister. His sister knows him pretty well. No, I know him well, and I got along with him. You know, I'm not supposed to say I really like him a lot, because if I do that, I get killed in the fake news media. But I got along with him very well, and we had no problem. If at the time Hillary Clinton won the election, you would have had a nuclear war. You would have had a nuclear war. We're not going to have a nuclear war. Once that happens, it's over. We're not going to have a nuclear war. No, but Kim Jong-un will meet at some point. I look forward to it, actually. But you notice that since I came into office, you haven't had a problem with him. Hasn't been, you know, he tests lots of rockets. He does have great capability, I will say that. But I think a lot of good things are happening for our country. A lot of really good things. And the thing we're here today to talk about is crime, and specifically in D.C. I am so proud of what these people, every one of them, what they've done in D.C. Because to literally stop crime on a button. I'd walk down that street right now. If I were friends of mine are going out to dinner now. They haven't gone out to dinner in 4 years. They were petrified. Half the restaurants closed because nobody could go.
Stopping the crime is a big W. Also, Gap, yeah, possibly. I'll take a look. See if I can iron some things out. Just details of the bout, etc., etc. But you may have put some work in. I don't know. I haven't checked it in weeks. I haven't looked at it in like a week.
Afraid to go outside. Now those restaurants are open, and new restaurants are opening up. It's like a boomtown. It's a great thing to see, and I'm very proud of the people behind me. Thank you very much, everybody.
Alrighty. That was Trump signing executive orders today at like 10:30, 11. He should be greeting 12 p.m., 21 minutes ago. Trump greets South Korean president. That should be happening soon, if not already. I don't want Associated Press. I want the actual White House feed. I'm assuming there's going to be a meeting following that as well. Nothing of yet. Also at 11:30, we had the U.S. 6-month and 3-month bill. Both came in a little negative, nothing too crazy. Next news on the docket, Trump greeting South Korean president. We're still waiting on that. Also at 3:15 p.m., Fed Logan speaking. We'll just have to see, chat. Time to add a link in the description, question mark. Possibly. Nothing excites me about this chart. It should wick up, fill the ES gap. NQ probably wick up to like 22,650. Ideal world. Nvidia is up 2%. Tesla's up 1.8%. Google's up 2%. Apple is up 0.37%. Netflix is up 1.7%. Alibaba's up 1.85%. AveGo's up 1.3%. Adobe's up 0.3%. Netflix is up 1.7%. Bitcoin is having a little bounce. Derpy, found your channel recently, love it. You scalp like me, so I definitely love the content. Keep it up. 728 profit today, trading singles. Good job, Derpy. I just decided the volatility wasn't good enough for me. Attempted one trade, decided to cut a loss. There was 3 opportunities in the morning, to be fair, in the first half hour. I don't mind that I was patient today, though. I don't mind. It just saves all the trading for tomorrow and the next day. What's the news on the docket tomorrow? 8:30 a.m. U.S. durable goods. Pretty day. Pretty is consolidating above this pivot point, to be fair. Played orb retest, scalped one pullback, played bounce rest of them. 15 trades total, gonna build bankroll up and size up so I can take less trades. It's not a bad idea. Good stuff, Derby. There was definitely a lot of opportunities, especially if you play with trend. If you play with trend today, you should have been fine. This is way too consolidated for me. It is above this key pivot point, 23,588. I'm assuming sometime today we're going to wake up to this pivot point, 23,652. Very key pivot point. Maybe wick a little above it. Liquidity sweep a little above it. Then start a downtrend, probably to the NQ 30-minute VWAP. Possibly to this trend line, 23,600. Also could just keep plowing through. NQ 30-minute VWAP at 22,537. Started 4 years ago with low float gappers, went to options, then crypto. Think I finally found my home with futures. Yeah, we pretty much, we had a similar trajectory. Very similar. What's your story? Half a decade ago, I started trading in 2020, 2021 during the AMC GME conversion event. I full ported my entire savings account into AMC options. 100%ed it. Took out the initial investment, traded the profit for the next year, losing it all. Went into crypto a couple years ago, got out of that pretty much fully. We trade every now and again on stream, but and now we're on NQ futures, the NQ future indices, the Nasdaq. Pretty much it. Very similar. I did mess around with some low float, some low float stocks. In the very beginning. Appreciate it, Derby. Futures have a stable volatility I like. Been working on doing better entries and risk management. My sizing was way too big for a while. I mean, you constantly need adaptations and introspection, constant. Even when you think you got it down, you have a couple good days. I had 22 straight days, and you just get complacent, get over greedy, overconfident, and you need to slap back down by reality just every now and then. So just constantly introspect. That's why recording your trading is so crucial, so vital. So you can look back and see what you did wrong just whenever you need it to introspect, just review, to just adopt different strategies, what you did wrong, what you did right. It's very crucial. Most traders do not record their trading. It's very highly overlooked. Really overlooked. Do you record just some sort of screen cap application? OBS. I stream off of OBS. I would rather do that than journal. Journaling seems useless for how I trade. In the beginning, journaling's good, but once you have a certain number of years experience, you really shouldn't need it too much. Now, it's always good to keep track of what you do though. Your win rate, profit loss, you need to keep track of that. This market is not doing it. This is honestly really bad. There is good news this week to come. Lunchtime low? Nah, it's been crap all day. For me personally, the volatility is not where I want it. There was a good hour, good 30 minutes, right near. All this was good, and all this terrible. Way too choppy for what I want. How I trade. The risk is just not worth it. Now, if I was swing trade, it would be fine. But I'm more of a scalper when it comes to NQ futures. Getting stuck in consolidation is worse, yeah. The short could be setting up for something. It is respecting this pivot point, 23,588. To be fair, it may pop up to that 23,650 level. It's also coinciding with this NQ 30-minute Trend line bounce all the way up to the key level 23,650, 55, 60. This could go. NQ gap has been filled. NQ has flushed the Asia highs. ES has done neither. So it makes sense for this to continue up. Nvidia is climbing up. Meta, Microsoft flipping green. Bull flagging. Yeah. I took one and decided to cut it. So one trade today should have been a no trade day unless I trade during the first 30 minutes. Rest of this, unless I was swing trading this grind up. But I don't like trading grind ups. I don't like trading consolidation. One trade minus 245. Nvidia seems like an unstoppable train at this point. Well, the innovators, Nvidia, Tesla, Palantir, MicroStrategy, the people predicting and making stuff for the future are obviously going to outpace and have bigger gains than the rest. Just long-term, short-term, everything. People who are actually planning, designing stuff for the future, creating products for the future, planning for the future. No brainer. And Meta is in there a little bit, but Nvidia and Tesla are really the one-on-ones. Wednesday, Nvidia quarter 2 2026 earnings. I'm expecting them to beat again. So that'll probably be a bullish Thursday. I don't know. I haven't messed with options in like 4 years, Derby. But not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. It's kind of a double bottom right here if it can bounce. Oh, thank you. The Mag 7 gamer. Just the ones on my watch list: Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Netflix, MicroStrategy, Palantir, GameStop, Costco, Alibaba, Avgo, AMD, QCOM, Adobe. That's just some. Some to keep track of. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Moo, appreciate you. I haven't even asked for people to subscribe. Appreciate all of you. We hit 7,200 without me even asking for subscribers today. promoting it. It's been a very low energy, low volatility day. Not really from me. To be fair, my energy is low, but the market has just not provided any opportunity I really wanted to take. It's just one of those days. Yeah, you're probably right, Murph. This is probably one of those days that just trends one way all day. It is 12:40. Have you dropped your course yet? No, the simulator is going to be the next thing that I drop. We dropped the merch. Good afternoon, Jerome Powell, and no missed opportunities. There are no missed opportunities on the next one. Am I saying? Hoodies, shirts, hats. We dropped that first. Next to come is the simulator. Month and a half to 3 months out on that. That's estimated, tentative, meaning it can change, move up and down as needed. And then after that, mentorship. And who knows? I have a lot of other things planned, all in time. I also have some interesting stream ideas. Not just trading. Could see push to 615 here. That is technically a double bottom, yeah. Mr. Murph consolidates to 130-ish, rips higher into end of day. Blocking any decent stream revenue. We're still at beginning stages. It's nothing crazy. I've already reinvested most of it. I bought a better camera that I'm using right now. The only reason it's a little grainy is because the lighting's messed up. That's the next thing. Next thing to get. I vow to only use social media profits to just constantly upgrade the stream. Now that can come in any form. But slow and steady. It's only been 3 months and I'm already at 7,000. I'm more than grateful. More than really came into this with very low expectations and the growth has been immense. Only reason today is very low is because it's just lackluster. Very little trading, very little back and forth. Should have stepped it up earlier in the day, but I didn't really like anything, so it would only be trading for stream, and I very rarely do that. Very rarely just trade for stream. Definitely last time I was talking to you, that's what you were talking about, mentorship, course, and stuff like that. Yeah, the simulator mentorship. There's a lot to come. A lot. We're not even posting videos yet. That's where most of the growth is going to be. Yeah, but long term, I'm very bullish on Tesla and Nvidia, especially when Optimus gets released in a couple years. Supposedly, it's supposed to be next year, but you know how that goes. Probably 2028. And then they get the robo-taxis dialed in. There's a couple glitches. Total price action, yeah, I think I'm about to end. About to end, just save all the trade for tomorrow. Think so. I think so. I think so. I can't wait to see what happens. And I've been so busy to send you my trades and stuff, but I'm going to get back on my game, send you some stuff over and see what you think about it. Over where, gamer? Through Instagram DM, XDM, where? Life has been very busy. I could have already been in a DM with you. I really don't remember though. Peace out. Until next time. Appreciate it, Derpy. Tomorrow's definitely going to be way more volatile. I think I messaged you on Facebook. Okay. I'm just going to save this news for tomorrow. Trump is participating currently in our bilateral meeting with the president of the Republic of Korea. He is doing that as we speak. We do have news on the docket tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST, U.S. durable goods, Fed Barkin speaking, U.S. core durable goods. Then we also have U.S. Reebok year over year at 8:55 a.m. 9 a.m. 30 minutes before market open, U.S. Case-Shiller 20-year, U.S. House Price Index year over year and month over month. Then 10 a.m. EST, red news, U.S. CB consumer confidence, BOE man speaking, and then Richmond Fed Comp Index. Very important news at 10 a.m. Should offer very good volatility. Also at 1 p.m. U.S. 2-year note. So we should have volatility through and through to like 10:30, 11:30 tomorrow. Should be pretty good trading, at least for the initial. Then we'll get back into this news. There's a lot to go over. Also, what we're doing today, right now, Trump is participating in a bilateral meeting with the president of the Republic of Korea. Then on Wednesday, we do have NVIDIA Q2 earnings after market close, NBA mortgage applications, EIA crude oil inventories, and then a pretty stacked Thursday and Friday with tons and tons of news to come, tons of volatility and opportunities to come. Today offered no opportunities for me. Could take this trade long and hold it, but I'd be holding it for a couple hours. I'd just rather wait till tomorrow. I'm more of a scalper when it comes to NQ futures. If I was swing trading, I'd probably send one with the stop right below the NQ 30-minute VWAP, and then just take 40 points, 30 points here. Take it at 22,654. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you persevere through resistance. Do not fear the unknown. Do not fear. I fucked that up. Persevere through resistance. Do not fear the unknown. Do not fear missing out. And there are no missed opportunities. Only the next one. I will see you guys tomorrow for way more volatile trading. Actually executing. And I will see you guys there. Peace.